Live. Um, yeah, maybe I should share the link. That probably will help. Perhaps some
Nick,
people show up instead of like no one
it's
being here.
dependent. It's dependent.
That might be helpful.
A superpower broadcasting. He'll probably share it himself. Like he seems like that guy.
Oh, Devin's saying, "Let's get it out." Devin's ready for it. Should I guess you want? Let's go to the live streaming channel because I don't know if random people are gonna show up and not know that we're streaming. I'm not sure if Tonka's allowed to come in here, so I'll drag Devin too, so you can listen to us
I
as well.
don't know if I can play. So
I don't remember. I changed the watch party. I don't remember if it was just T mods or T mods and mods. I don't remember. Either way, we're all in here. So, let me read what this guy was saying first in this chat because it was pretty funny. So, there's this guy, Superpower Broadcasting, right? His name's Kevin Castley. I gotta pop out the chat.
Castle would have been cooler. Like
Castle,
adding the
yeah,
Y
Castle.
onto it kind of makes it loses a lot of oomph out of what could be a cool name.
Like Frank Castle.
Yeah, like Castle, Castley, one's cooler.
He already loses those points. But he's disappointed with Devin because he thinks Jimmy Dore sexually harassed Anna, and he thinks Devin's on his side. Devin being on his side on this means that Devin is promoting misogyny or on the side of misogyny and sexual
Right off the bat, you
Already.
can smell the entitlement off of I
Yeah.
am disappointed in a person who I just watch their stuff. It's like I need to talk to you about how much you've disappointed me.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
In the end, we were arguing with him, and he said something about Jimmy Dore admits to sexually. He admits to it in his video and brags about it, but he really doesn't. I was like, no, he doesn't. He says he made a joke. Like, that's what he said. But, you know, this guy, as we were reading, somebody in the chat said that he attacked strawmen, which kind of seems like right. And I watched the clip back, and in no way is Jimmy Dore saying, I sexually harassed Anna. Like, can you imagine?
That doesn't seem like something
Yeah.
Jimmy Dore would say.
And then brags about it, like, "Hey guys, I sexually harassed her. How awesome is that?" Like, that'd be extremely
Yeah,
ridiculous, right?
That doesn't seem like something people do. Especially somebody like Jimmy Dore. That doesn't seem like something he'll
No,
do.
yeah, he literally says he made a joke. Maybe it was an off-color joke, but the joke kind of didn't hit right, and it was inappropriate. I mean, in the meantime, this is some cancel culture bullshit because this dude literally, Jimmy Dore literally apologized for it, made her a card, you know, basically like, you know, was like, look, I'm sorry, I fucked up, you know, can you forgive me or whatever, and she forgave him and gave him, you know, she is in a higher up position. She's in the position of power, not Jimmy, right? She how long has she been working for the Young Turks? And the whole time Jimmy's been there, she's been the person who books, you know, the panels and stuff. So every time Jimmy Dore was on a panel with her on TYT was her choice, right? You'd think if she felt like she was sexually harassed, she wouldn't want to be around this guy. And even if she had to still work with him and book him, she would never book him to be on a show with her, right? With herself. She would always book him with someone else, right? Like, oh, I don't like this guy sexually harassed me. I don't want to work with him, you know?
I didn't know that was the case.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Okay. So
Little tidbit
Every
Jimmy
time
Dore
after
put
this-
out. He was like, the whole time I've been working there, Anna's been the person booking the shows. He was like, if she thought I was sexually harassing her, why would she, or if she didn't forgive me for that joke, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would she book me? You know,
Okay,
and this all is
that's a
kind
big
of
deal.
a cancel culture bullshit where it's like, if somebody apologized for something, or, you know, we gotta have some room for someone to be forgiven, right? Like, even if he did do it, let's say he did sexually harass her and he apologized, she forgave him. How is it our place now to go against him because she's blackmailing him? You know what I'm saying?
I can't
Like, how does
remember
that
if it
work?
was you or somebody else who was talking to me about this, and you were pointing out that it was more retaliatory blackmail
Yeah,
than
that's
anything
exactly what it
else that she was doing to him.
So let's say that he was forgiven. She forgave him for the longest time, because this isn't something recent. This is something from like years ago, and so now he's been on the warpath against TYT, right? Like, he left, and now he's been against them and talking shit about them. So all of a sudden, he receives a DM out of nowhere from Anna telling him, hey, remember that time you did this and that and you made that comment about my skirt? I'm going to tell everyone if you don't shut up, basically, right? So how is that not blackmail? No matter what he did, that's blackmail. She's basically saying, I'm going to tell people about this if you don't shut up. What did he do? He preempts that and goes, oh yeah, starts up a stream and says, hey, this is the DM she sent me. Let me explain to you what happened, and explains to his audience what happened. And all that stuff, everything about how he was joking, maybe it was a bad joke. He even admits it might have been a bad joke. She felt humiliated. I felt bad about it, he said, and apologized.
Yeah.
Said I didn't expect everybody to laugh about it the way they did in the newsroom or whatever when he said it.
Meanwhile,
well, that's kind of the dirty thing about the whole dirty thing is he's already said that he's sorry for whatever this is, and it was all smoothed over, but now it's going to be used because he is.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he did to them, but he's done something to them, and they've been flipping out.
I noticed. I made a video about this actually 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. Was when the whole thing happened where he spit on Alex Jones's face. If you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I do remember that.
And Anna goes, get off the stage, you fat fuck. I made a video soon after that. It was maybe a few months after that where Jimmy was complaining that they kind of shadow banned him. Like he's not popping up. Sometimes he would be on their panels on the TYT, but he had his own show on it called Aggressive Progressives. And they used to always show the clips to it on their YouTube channel. And sometimes they would put it up as the, whole episode on their YouTube channel. And he said after that, they stopped doing that. He never, like he was like, oh, they've relegated me to like the back end of their paid website. They never let me, they never put me on their YouTube anymore. And it was since then it started. And it was going on for a while. And basically he just like quit and left eventually because they weren't promoting him at all. And he just started doing his own thing, the Jimmy Dore show.
Wait, so after the Alex Jones thing, they quit. They weren't cool with him after the Alex Jones.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Like they were kind of just putting him on the wayside. Like they didn't want to get rid of him and tell him anything, but they kind of were like slowly pushing him to the wayside, right, where nobody could see him, and he was appearing on TYT less and less, and his show was getting less and less, views.
I didn't know that.
Looks on YouTube. There's a whole interview where he's doing it and he's complaining about it. He's like, yeah, essentially they've shadow banned me, and they just leave me in the back. I don't know what to do about it, and this and that. And it's like a whole interview at an airport where somebody caught him and was talking to him about it.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And it was soon after that when he left. Well, no, actually he was doing both at the same time. Because of that, he started doing his own YouTube channel, The Jimmy Dore Show. And then eventually he just left TYT altogether because he was like, all right, you guys aren't promoting me at all. I'm doing better on my channel. Like, I'm just going to go over there. And then I don't remember what started this whole wave of them shit talking each other. Oh, it was the whole thing with AOC where Jimmy Dore was tweeting her to say that she wasn't gonna, to say that the House of Representatives shouldn't vote for Pelosi to be Speaker of the House again unless she pushes healthcare through or something like that. It was something like that he was bitching about and saying, oh, these people, we vote for them and then they don't do what they say they're gonna do. And that started a beef where Cenk was defending AOC for not doing that. And it was really stupid, but it started a little snowball, right? And it's been snowballing since then. Then this thing happened with another journalist.
A bunch of little disagreements.
Right. Another thing happened with another journalist that was talking shit about TYT that didn't like Aaron Mate. And they did a whole video shit-talking that guy. And Jimmy took that guy's side too. And now it's Aaron Mate, Jimmy Dore versus TYT, basically. Somehow Kyle Kalinske got thrown in the middle and he kind of tried to stay out of it, but now they both hate him. I think TYT just made a video dissing Kyle and Jimmy Dore just did a video dissing Kyle. So it's funny, he tried to stay out of it. In the end, he tried to stay out of it to not be on the outs with either side and ended up being on the outs with both sides. This is pretty funny.
That's a little funky.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Pretty funny.
How many years has this been going on?
This just started. It's only been like maybe a month or something, a month and a half.
Well, I mean, like all right, they weren't cool after the Alex Jones deal. All right, and then
right, but even that took a while, right? Because that's what I'm saying. After like maybe within a year from then, they were slowly pushing him back, and maybe a year later was when he left, right? Maybe like a year ago or something.
Okay.
And ever since he's been beefing with TYT, now his channel's spiking, and he's probably gaining some huge growth. because people are loving this second war.
I have noticed that like a lot more people are talking about Jimmy Dore than they were even like a year or so ago.
Yeah, he's become way more popular in the last couple months. All right, where was the pinned messaging on here that I was going to jump to? All right, so this dude comes in here. First off, he puts out a tweet, right, about Devin saying he's disappointed in Devin for siding with a misogynist or whatever. And he's calling Devin out now for being a misogynist or being cool with sexual harassment, which, of course not true. So he comes in here and says, Devin's welcome to debate me on this. He posts his video that's an hour and 49 minutes long. Like, we're going to sit here. Like, anybody's going to sit here and watch this guy talk about Devin for an hour, for like 2 hours. Like, what? And how he's wrong about this Jimmy Dore thing that he's not wrong on at all. It's ridiculous. But he says, Devin's... Oh, go.
I'm just happy. What's up, guys? Thank you for white knighting me. This is
no problem. It's
incredible. I love it. It's so backward. Like, I think I heard his tweet accusation at me. You're about to read it. And I think my face just contorted. And I was like, oh, God. I remember... Like, I don't like dealing with the idiots of the internet. I sort of just instantly... what's that karate? What's that martial art where you just sort of push things aside?
Oh, like
they do it in parks.
Yeah,
like Steven Seagal and shit. You just use their strength against them and just push them aside, and they go flying.
Yeah, I'm getting zen-like, but I just want to say thank you, Tonka. Good to have you here, and good to hear your voice. And Chris, always a pleasure, of course. And Alf doing his thing. I love to see it. So carry on.
Yeah, party time.
Kept my work pants on, Devin. Kept my work pants on for you. God damn it.
You still got your work
name tag?
No, Grant. Where's Grant?
You're gonna hang somebody by a lanyard.
Yes. Oh my God, that's almost happened to me at work.
I believe this.
Let me see. This guy deletes all his tweets though. So, like at first, I should go backwards actually before this because I already had a run-in with this dude. Like
same.
Yeah, like a month or two ago. You did too. That's right.
Yeah, I didn't
you
mean
did
to.
too, and I forgot about that as well. It's like all these things are popping in where I was like, "Oh yeah, this guy's dumb," and we all figured out he was dumb a while ago. Like, wait a minute.
Within a couple of messages, it becomes pretty apparent.
What was your run-in, Tonka? I can't remember if.
Yeah, explain yours.
Well, no, it was a fast one. I was talking to Billy I was talking to Billy over in Devin's server, and the guy comes in and was just like, I am going to take down Vaush. And Billy was just like, oh, yeah? It was, and he went on this big thing about I was going to, and I think Billy said, well, how many subs do you have? And it wasn't very many. I can't remember the exact number. And I was just like, oh, boy. All right, well, good luck with that. I wish you all the best. And he starts yelling about how everybody is not taking him seriously. And I say yell. He was typing unhappily. All right, I'll put it that way. He was not happy about whatever was going on. And yeah, I don't know. He took what I said very angrily and moved on. Told everybody like, I'll see you guys later. I didn't know it was this kind of place. And I'm like, what kind of place?
Yeah, what kind of place is that?
What are you talking about?
What kind of place is that? That's curious. I wonder what he means.
Right about then, I kind of noticed this is a dude who reads a bit much into some things. Mm-hmm. So any kind of actual disagreement with him, I couldn't imagine how the hell that would go. Like, he's that kind of cat where you don't even have to say anything to him and you're already an enemy. Mm-hmm. So...
I seen this tweet by him that says, I'm going to get some A&W. Hold on, let me share this on the...
Hey, but you know one thing about Tonka, though, that's great? He's like, kind of like a retard whisperer. Or it's not quite like that, because he will engage the retard. Like, he'll go out and meet that wild stallion who's untamed with retardation. And he'll go out there and, like, stare him down and try to pet his mane and rub his nose.
It's like the Spurg whisperer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he'll eventually mount him and, like, break him with the mace.
It's got to be done. All right, it's got to be done.
What is A&W? He says, I'm going to get some A&W when I hit 863
It's
subs.
they're famous for the root beer in most places,
Oh.
but they're a restaurant.
So he's looking
you can
to
go
get
to in
at-
different spots.
He wants 863 subs. He goes live. Oh, yeah. Then he puts out a tweet. He went live with that video. Nobody saw it. I'm
See, I
guessing.
wasn't gonna say how many subs he had because you're talking about taking down people with hundreds of thousands of subs.
Mhm.
He ain't even cracked 1,000. He's just
And then he puts out
chatting
another tweet.
shit.
Says, I'm going live to call out Devin Tracy over his grotesque video today, in which he sides with Jimmy Dore against Anna Kasparin in an utterly embarrassing display of TYT derangement syndrome and misogyny apologetics. It's weird.
TYT derangement.
Yeah,
syndrome.
he's trying to say that Devin hates TYT so much they're siding with Jimmy. Little does he know, Devin hates Jimmy just about as much. They're in the
Yeah, I
same
don't
team.
like Jimmy
Jimmy was
either.
part of TYT and is the reason that Gavin Long was like shot cops and shit and went on a killing spree. It was because Jimmy Dore was a big part of that.
I'll break it down this way. Like, you guys are into serial killers. I know that. We've
Mhm.
talked about it. If you had to rate serial killers and say which one's worse, and, I'll go with, like, Jack the Ripper versus the Night Stalker. There is an answer to which is worse.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
it's-
like one.
No, yeah, so I'm going to tell you, Jack the Ripper he's a Boy Scout. The guy killed, like, 5 prostitutes. Now, they're adults.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln was killed by Jack the
Abraham
Ripper.
Lincoln, yeah. That's one of
that
his
was a
victims.
That was a famous trivia fail that we had a few months back. But, yeah, I mean,
Legendary.
the Night Stalker, he's raping and killing senior citizens and children and, and way more. So, like, just,
Yeah.
You can't
he's
make a
going in on
distinction.
families.
yeah. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't mean I'm in favor of Jack the Ripper, even though I do admire his work.
There you go. It's not. I don't know. You don't have to. You don't have to pick one that you are thinking is great and are going to put on a pedestal to say that this one right here is kind of way worse. This one here is kind of much more of a problem than this one over here. Even though this one still sucks.
Yeah.
This one sucks way more.
And that is more reflective of life. Life is a series of decisions that it's not this is good, this is bad. It's what are you willing to tolerate more? What is the better choice? And so as a thought experiment, it's fun just to be like, here's why Jimmy Dore is more ethical than TYT. Doesn't mean I like him personally or like him politically. I don't. But you can still say that.
That's the weird thing with me when I started looking, because I really don't like Jimmy Dore.
No, Jimmy
And,
Dore's
I
just as bad
barely
as the
know
other
any
guy.
of these people, but I know him, and I know I don't like him.
What is there to like?
Yeah, there's nothing.
That, yeah, I don't know of anything to like, but
Which is
I
funny because
also know from what I've seen, it's pretty shitty that they're doing.
I'm guessing he deleted it because I don't see it anymore on his feed. But when he was calling out Devin on Twitter, he was saying something like, "Oh, you're on the side of pro-Assad, blah blah blah," and it's like, what is the pro-Assad part? You think Devin is siding with him because of that part?
Pro-Assad.
Like, what does that have to do with anything? So weird to like throw that in there for no reason.
You want to talk about blind spots? Like, everyone has them. Here's one for me. Syria and Assad. I could not name you 2 things about Assad. I don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
I
how can I be asked to care about Syria? Like, how does that affect me at all? Do you know how many degrees of separation it is between Syria and Kevin Bacon, or me caring? It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't care much about that whole situation either. Just not even.
It's a weird angle to take when we're talking about Jimmy Dore and TYT.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to now bring Assad into it.
It also makes me think he doesn't know anything about Devin. Like I guess he was saying he was a fan and he's pretending that he watches Devin's videos. I guess he watches some of it, but he doesn't watch enough to know how Devin feels about Jimmy Dore. Like,
People
Devin's
do that.
made shit tons of videos like shitting on Jimmy Dore, but he thinks he doesn't. Like, I don't understand.
Well, I put in effort and work. I mean, do you know how hard it is to sing Aha's, what's that song?
Yes! Take on me.
Yeah, Take on me. Right. I remember where I was. I was in southern Germany. I sang that. I was cracking up, did multiple takes. Very
was
difficult
great.
song. That guy has a very high voice. And it's a pop sensation. It should be.
And
And
Aiden's
so-
favorite.
Yeah, of course. That actually was a groundbreaking music video. Like, that was cool, the way they did
It
that.
was.
Oh yeah.
That took work, too. Like, that was someone drawing a lot a lot of frames.
If you ever
Old
see
school.
the original Swedish video, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this is why they got famous in America with this totally cool video." The Swedish one was terrible.
Yeah, because
Was
I mean
nothing.
that predated Roger Rabbit. Like that to mix real life and
Animation in real life, yeah.
cartoon.
Oh well, Disney
People
had
were
some
about it.
stuff, right? Some stuff that's been banned now, actually. Like was a Song of the South or something.
Song of the South.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that had it.
But I'm saying like in pop culture to
On a
use
music
that-
video, even music videos back then, if you remember, Devin, back in the 80s,
That's still
music
going to be like a
videos
top 10 music video ever.
were
Right?
just them standing there most of the time, right? It was just them standing there singing the song with like a black background or something.
Flashing lights.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
wasn't much to it back then.
I think Roger Rabbit must have been 88, 89, somewhere around there.
Yeah, later
And,
80s. And Cool World was like early 90s, was soon after that.
But I mean, Tonka threw out a statement there, top 10 music videos of all time. I've never even heard someone attempt to make a list on that. I mean,
I would
you
say
could go
that's
by
me.
popularity. I mean, but then you got to put Thriller in
Yeah.
and stuff like that, which
Yeah.
it looks dated as fuck now. I don't think it stands the test of time. And now they just pump out so much stuff. I don't know who can keep track of what's what now.
That's a good point. The criteria would have to be pretty damn rigid, but
You
Per
could probably-
decade, maybe.
Yeah, I was just about
Yeah.
to say, you could probably do per
Yeah.
decade. That would probably work out better.
per decade may be easier.
Yeah.
And it may be a lot easier. It'd be a good way to
Because
go.
you'd have to go by the impact it had in its time, and not really like Devin was saying. Some
Yeah.
of them might not hold up, but some of them had a huge impact at the time.
You could also do like a special award for music video that enhanced the experience of the song the most. So like the song
Yeah.
isn't even that great, but the music video took you to a
Music
place.
video will make the song great. Yeah, it was like that OK Go song. If people really like the like they were just playing around on exercise equipment. It wasn't the
That
best
was like-
song ever, but
That was like viral because it was all hipstery and they were
Yeah.
kind of being whatever. But there are also the reverse of that. A lot of times I hear a song and less is more, and then I see what music video they put out, and I'm like, oh my god, these guys are fucking idiots. They're buffoons. They're
Yeah.
ugly. Like, what is this? Like, a perfect example. Jermaine Stewart. We don't have to take our clothes off. Like when I heard that song,
Yeah.
I thought it was a girl. I thought it was a girl singing for like 20 years.
yeah,
I saw the video. I'm like, this gay dude had totally catfished me for like the better part of my life.
With this voice.
Oh,
that's a weird way to think about
Yeah.
the audible catfish thing. Where like some people didn't know Tracy Ullman if it was a guy or a girl. They had no clue.
oh yeah, she was low voiced. What you mean, Tracy Chapman?
Tracy Chapman. Well, Tracy Ullman too. to be
She's great
honest.
talent too. Yeah. She had God. How great is that gig? Well, I guess it was The Simpsons. The Simpsons were cartoons on the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah.
as
She
little.
did it.
Yeah, they were at the end.
And then, like,
they were the end sketch of the.
Do you remember when
each
she came
episode,
back and
basically.
did Tracy Takes On and like blackface being in it? Never mind, she did blackface, brownface, any kind of face. Like she was every character she wanted to be on the show. Any ethnicity, man, well, whatever. She did all
She
that.
He had great range. Actually, a close friend of mine, my father's best friend, my honorary uncle who just passed away, he had performed with Tracy Ullman. They did a scene together, classic
Really?
scene where, they played a married couple and she was trying to get kinky and wanted to be spanked and choked, and he was not having it at all. He didn't pick up on any of the messages. And it's incredible. So she has a special place for me. Also her name.
She's
And
pretty
she's British.
great. She was pretty damn talented.
Yeah, I used to
and also,
love
like-
the Tracy Ullman show. I used to watch that all the time. It was around
Quite-
the same time as In Living Color too, so you could like on the same nights you were able to watch both.
I think also quietly she knew where she was in terms of she's not the first woman to be a comedian to have her own show, etc. Like there's Carol Burnett, there's a series of other women, SNL, etc. But she didn't like bang it over your head hard that she's a woman. It wasn't like, hey, I'm a woman. You'll get women today, like Samantha Bee or that Indian chick from YouTube, where their entire selling point is I'm a woman. Like every joke,
Brutal.
it's terrible. She was like, no, I'm here to perform. I'm going to use this opportunity. Yeah, I'm a woman, but who cares? So I respected that.
Really good.
Yeah.
It was kind of for the reason that you're talking about. Like she didn't do the bang it over your head that she's a woman thing, and she was actually funny, which never hurts when you're trying to be a comedian. That's always a good thing.
In the same vein, there's a really funny movie which I love called Spy Movie, and you would see the poster of it, you would not probably want to see it. It's with the fat comedian from around today. She does good films, but also some bad films. What's her name? From Bridesmaids. You know that big girl.
McCarthy's sister.
Right.
Oh, Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy. But it's with Jason Statham and Jude Law.
Spy,
and it's hysterical. It's a hysterical film, and it has like some like non-obnoxious feminist messaging in the sense that it barely has any, but it is a great film, and it does star women, and from a woman's perspective, and the jokes, you could tell the whole writing is different, but it's like, it's the whole thing of writing where you have to show people stuff. You don't tell them, you don't preach to them, you just show them. And I think it's a real success. If you haven't seen Spy Movie, go check it out. I fully recommend it. You will laugh. If you watch that movie and don't laugh, I'll pay you $20. You can hit me up, DevinTracy@gmail.com. I will PayPal you $20. And if you're honest, be honest.
You're about to get a whole lot of fakers coming through.
Oh no, it's like
I'm
five
talking
people
about audible
to this right now.
Audible laughter. I want not just a smile or a. If I need to have that chuckle barrier breached.
You know, this is what's going to ruin like the whole thing about this this Kevin guy stream is that he's really fucking boring, and we're going to end up talking about Tracy.
We're not
Ullman.
even talking about him anymore.
Like,
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
this is the brutal struggle. I just thought about it a second ago.
It's all good. It's funny.
Accurate.
Oh man. Oh yeah, but I was showing his screen earlier, and he tweeted out that a screen share of a screen cap of Devin blocking him, and he just typed victory, like when it's a win because he blocked.
Oh, he's one of those.
Yeah, he's one of those. Like that's winning.
People find me not worth their time. I win.
Yeah, I win. Yay!
Good job, dude.
Weird, but
You're winning in life.
So he came in here at one point. Tonka argued with him about... Wait, it wasn't just you. It was a couple of guys in here. I remember seeing it after it had been done, because I think I was at work and I saw it on my break. And you guys... He was arguing that he was going to take down Vosh. Is that what he was saying? Right?
Is somebody that had couple 100,000 subs. I want to say Vosh. You got to ask Billy. Billy was the one that I was talking to about it, and he was pointing out how ludicrous it was.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
I made a few funny comments, and I'm a piece of shit for doing it.
I'm always surprised when people have less subs than me, and they try, because I don't try. You know what I'm saying? Like, I barely put any effort into my channel. I just do it for fun whenever I want to, and I got like double the subs he does, and maybe more. It's weird.
Hey, you guys, you know what's crazy? Some guy declaring victory after you block him.
Yeah.
That to me is like taking a shit in the toilet, and as you flush, you hear your piece of shit go, "I win."
Pretty much. You're being flushed. You are. You are waste.
Mm-hmm. So then, I had an argument with him a while back, which was funny. So what happened is, I'm gonna explain it, and then I'll show the screen cap, because I actually have a screen cap of it. But he deletes his tweets, so all the replies that went back and forth with me, it's just me replying, so I'd have to explain. You could tell from the context, but I can explain what was being said. Let me post it in here. But basically, this was when the whole Israel thing was going on, and Gaza, and so he was arguing with somebody who made a really bad argument, right? And the bad argument was that Israel should stop trying to attack Hamas, because even if you take Hamas out, someone else will take their place. Like, there'll be a power vacuum, and you'll just make them a martyr, and someone else will take their place. And I'm like, that's a terrible argument, right? So the guy, what's his name? Kevin is so dumb, he doesn't even just say, like, oh, that's a terrible argument. He replies with something else that doesn't even make sense, something about Hamas or whatever. And it's like, so I reply, and I'm like, that's just a bad argument, right? And I go, bad argument. Oh, I could probably share this on the screen. Bloop. Okay, so I say, bad argument. Don't be against heroin, because if we took heroin away, they would just replace it with something else.
Somebody never solve any crime ever. Another crime may take place.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, don't make it illegal to sell kids cigarettes, because they can always replace the vendor and get it somewhere else. I was like, that argument never works. So he deleted his argument, but what his reply was something to the case of, instead of realizing that I'm helping him, You know, this is how dumb he is. He didn't realize that I was helping him by telling him the other guy was giving him a terrible argument. Instead, he starts arguing with me and says, "I hate drugs," something to that offense. All drugs should be banned and made illegal, or something like that, or we should get rid of all drugs, or something like that. So my reply was impossible, unless you are also for loss of freedom, right? Like the only way, drugs are illegal, like, and they still
he just went full
being
big
more
brain on you
and
begins
more,
arguing
right?
with you.
Like, so unless we're gonna take away people's freedoms and watch them 24/7, and search their premises all the time, then we're not gonna know when people have drugs or whatever. It's just not gonna happen. But then I'm like,
yeah, but you're being nice to it. You're agreeing with him, and he went complete buffoon and begins yelling and going back and forth with you.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm on his side. That's why I explained it right here. And I was like, but the point is that an argument not condemning heroin because the person will just get high another way is dumb and doesn't work, which was the argument that person was making about Hamas, which is a dog shit argument. Again, explaining it to him in the reply, like, look, I'm on your side. And then he keeps arguing with me, and he says something about, oh, how can you have freedom with drugs or something like that? And I was like, by making choices, that's how a person who is fat makes a choice to stop being fat or continue being fat. We could ban everything that makes people fat, but it's better to let people keep their freedom and do your best to educate them on how to make good choices, right? And then he said something to the extent of, as you can see from my reply, something to the extent of choices means anarchy or equals anarchy in some way. I'm like, how is making choices anarchy? What? And I said, I bought sugar today. Anarchy! Like... like what? How is making choices anarchy? But yeah, I already wrecked him in general. Like that argument was just ridiculous that he was giving me. When I was even arguing on his side, this is where I'm saying he's just not bright. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. But he comes in here today and he starts crapping here, obviously trying to get attention. He's posting his video that he made on Devin. That's 2 hours long. Says, Devin's welcome to debate me on this, but as it stands, he's blocked me on Twitter like a coward. And we go back and forth. I tell him he's a waste of time.
Or he blocked you on Twitter like you're a guy that made a 2-hour video on him about something he doesn't care that much about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why am I going to argue with this dude? Like, I don't give a shit about you. This kid got a shout out from Devin one time because he did a video talking about, how great Devin Tracy is, this and that. And somebody sent it to Devin, I guess probably like one of his viewers or something. And Devin put it at the beginning of one of his videos, And then a couple months later, what happens? This dude is fucking... I guess that trying to get that shout out off of Devin didn't help him so much, and now he's upset or something. Now he wants to start a feud. But so him and his friends keep going back.
Look, it could do him gangbusters. If he could get Devin to talk to him about this, something he cares about 2 hours worth.
He may hours.
Get somewhere with that.
We're going to watch a clip of that, too, because he says Jimmy Dore's admitting to sexual harassment. We're going to watch the clip of him watching the clip and saying that Jimmy Dore's admitting it at the moment where Jimmy is not admitting it. And you'd be like, what? Oh. But yeah, he came in here, started trouble. I showed him the argument. I was like, we already had an argument, and I debated you in one. And I showed him that. And he says, I delete my comments. I was like, that's not a reply to me saying you're stupid, which kept happening on Twitter. All of his friends were saying, oh, yeah, he deletes all his tweets. And so you're not special or something. I was like, that was like the secondary point. My first point was that I wrecked him in that debate. I like how you guys didn't want to argue the point where I said he was an idiot, but you wanted to argue the point where I said that he deleted his comments. Like, weird.
Well,
I was like, so I guess he's an idiot. That he's an idiot.
Point to argue, probably.
So I kept retweeting them and started saying, "Oh, so he's an idiot that deletes his tweets." Okay, I'll take that.
Even his friends aren't going to tell you.
I'll take that. Sorry, I was wrong. He deleted his tweets anyway. It's not to do with me, but he's still an idiot. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's what they went with. Even his buddies were like, "Look, we're not saying he ain't an idiot. Okay, we're just saying this. Not a big deal."
Oh yeah, and then when we were arguing earlier, I made a comment about subs. Or you made a comment because I'm going to show this right here. This one's funny too. You guys will get a laugh out of this. But I made a comment about subs, and he was like, "Oh, subs equal being right." I was like, "No, I'm not. I didn't use it in that sense. Subs equals, like nobody cares that you're upset. Like, who gives a shit?
Subs
you're
tend
nobody,
to equal
like,
how many
you're-
people give a shit if you're right.
Yeah, like, who cares about debating you? Who cares who you are? Look at this. If you side with Jimmy Dore in this debacle, I'm done with you, he said. As if he's got any pull that anybody cares if he's done with them or not.
I'm done
Like,
with
I'm
you.
done with you.
Instant reply. Who
I'm
the
like,
fuck are you?
Yeah, like, imagine thinking that's some sort of threat or something. Like, don't you be on Jimmy Dore's side or I'm going to be done with you. Like,
Done.
so funny.
I'm washing my hands of you, person who never interacts with me.
But yeah, so we've all had a little interaction with this dude where he's been pretty dumb. And he
I
was
don't
still
think you
being,
can help it.
yeah, and he was still being pretty dumb today when he came in here. But let's go to this little part of his stream where he talks about Jimmy Dore. Oh, also the thing that's funny to me is that deleting stuff. He says he deletes his tweets because he doesn't want to leave behind like ban bait or troll bait or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah,
but
for
if you're,
security reasons.
yeah, to me, I think that sounds like absolute bullshit. It seems more like, since he's an idiot, people kept going back and finding hypocritical statements he's made, or showing inconsistencies in his argument or how dumb the arguments are he makes, and throwing it back at him, and he didn't like that. So, and since he's not smart enough to figure out which one of his takes are dumb, and when he's being a hypocrite, he just deletes it all, to make sure nobody can go back and get anything to argue with him with.
But it's
Say,
security.
the chief said this, yeah. But he's saying it's because you don't ban bait or troll bait. So it's like, how about just don't tweet stupid things that could be ban bait or troll bait, and then you never have to worry about it. It sounds more like you don't want to stand behind the shit you've said.
Well, when he says troll, he reminds me of one of those cats who, anytime he's wrong, he's just like, well, I was just trolling.
Yeah, exactly. And
So, like, that instantly makes me not want to fucking bother with him, but...
where is this thing? Alright. Then I gotta share this. I'm slow with this shit. Okay. So, yeah, you guys can't see it. I'm gonna have to show it to you guys.
I'd never seen you sleepaway camp screen before. That was funny as fuck.
I saw somebody posted that on for Valentine's Day, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!" I'm
Good
keeping that.
dude.
Yeah, that's a keeper. Can you guys in here?
Mm-hmm.
Chris,
I see.
I'm clicking into it. It's taking way too long.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Let me close some stuff.
Doing slow things.
It's not like hyperbolic or anything. I know a lot of YouTubers and stuff. They'll do that
There we
for like
go.
drama.
Apparently, he's Canadian
hype and
too,
everything.
which is funny.
No.
Oh no! Why?
Why are they all Canadian,
is.
Chris?
Dude.
Why are they all Canadian, Chris? Oh.
Oh!
It's a crash. That's okay. Refresh. It'll start right where I was. No.
Crashed the bike.
Okay.
I might have to go back. See, what I did was
Even
I was
the
smart
internet,
because
just
since he
like,
said,
can we not?
I was smart since he said he went over the clip in his stream. I just did this where you go through the bottom and like scroll until I saw Jimmy Dore, and I was like, oh, there you go.
Oh.
So I don't have to watch all this garbage. I could just start right here.
Oh my god.
Is that my downvote? Boom.
So the Manguster did this. So where was it? Oh yeah. So we'll give you some context here. This is Emma Vignan and
Why is he watching a video of them
Namiki
watching? Why not
Kant
just watch the Jimmy Dore
with
one? It sounds like he's
Sam
getting
Cedar
his ideas from
discussing what Jimmy Dore admitted to and bragged about, which kind of contradicts Devin Tracy's whole narrative in that 12-minute video that he uploaded today.
He sounds mad.
Yeah, he sounds mad.
Jimmy Dore on his own show.
Did he just say Jimmy Jor? Is that what
Jimmy
Sam
Jor?
City just say
Oh my
Jimmy
God.
Jor? Hold on. That's funnier than anything else on this video.
And,
Give me a second.
Jimmy
Namiki
Jor.
Kant
I could have sworn he just said
with
Jimmy Jor.
Sam Cedar discussing what Jimmy Dore admitted to
Look at
and
this
bragged
person.
about.
Funny, this person in his own chat said he apologized for it in writing when he did it 7 years ago. This is something from 7 years ago. He apologized for it. Anna accepted the apology.
Which kind of contradicts Devin Tracy's whole narrative in that 12-minute video that he uploaded today.
Here it is.
so sad.
Jimmy Dore on
did.
his own show.
Demi George.
Talking about
Demi
Yeah,
George.
he DM'd him privately after he's going off on her,
Oh my
you know,
God.
Assad puppet, whatever the you can keep going or keep that up there. And so it wasn't public. He decided to make it
she's an
public.
Assad
and
puppet.
then this is his like they
thought
were
they were
not
saying
going
that about
after him on the show. This is his own decision to put this information out there about his own behavior.
Right. Which, again, when I was arguing with this dude earlier, he was saying... No, when he tweeted it out, see, this is the thing. This is why he deletes. But good thing I have a good memory. But he said something about Anna... Oh, how can it be blackmail if Anna put out the information, right? Like, as if Anna made it public. But that's not what happened. What happened was Anna DM'd Jimmy privately about it. And then Jimmy decided, I'm just going to stream about it and show the DM off the bat that she can't blackmail me with it. You know what I'm saying? If I just reveal it, you know, how is she going to blackmail me with something everybody knows? It doesn't work. So that's what he did. And he did it. This is where this clip is from, is the live stream of him showing the DM that was supposed to be private. I mean, in the end, maybe Jimmy's a dick for revealing it, but I mean, he's got every right to when he's being blackmailed.
She's gonna
with it.
blackmail
Exactly. But he's
fuck
got
you, lady.
every right to put out this information, this private information, if he's being blackmailed with it, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this story. The story about that was followed by an apology card you wrote me for degrading harassment. Anna Kasparian used to dress when I...
Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. Here he goes. You're about to see it. You're about to see it. You're about to see me be proven right. You're about to see what...
Yeah, and Anna admits that he apologized for it, and she accepted him. Like, she admits it. She just said it there. You sent me an apology letter.
Door... and by the way, we'll talk a little bit later about his progressive chops, but here's the thing.
Progressive
Jimmy
chops.
Dore's about to do... She was asking
who
for
cares?
it memes. That's what he's about to do. That's
He's
what he's about to do.
asking
And
for
Devin
it,
Tracy
mean?
said...
That's not what's going on.
Not what he's doing at all.
Explaining
He's
the
explaining-
situation. He's not saying what she was wearing justifies the joke he made. He's not saying what she was wearing justifies his behavior in any way. He's describing the situation so that you know what's going on, the context within the situation.
I did with this guy. And this video was out a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but like days ago. Devin Tracy's video came out today for context.
For context.
Doesn't look too good for Devin now, does it?
Looks
So
perfectly
let's
fine for
continue
them.
here.
I worked there
Oh man, he's brutal.
unbelievably
brutal.
inappropriately for a newsroom. She looked like she was going to a rave. The skirt, one time she came into the newsroom with a skirt so short. It wasn't a pencil skirt. It was like a fluffy one too, but so short that she bent over in front
Mind
of me.
you see when Jimmy looks over to this side of the screen?
Yeah.
That's his wife he's looking at. So Jimmy's wife works with him in this. She worked with him on TYT. He got her into TYT to work on that other show that he had on there. And his wife's is sitting right across from him, and he's talking. You know, she does. You know, she's always there doing commentary as well. When you hear a girl talking on his side,
And I
that's his
literally
wife.
That's
saw
his
her
lady.
ass.
Who he's been
And
married
her
to
thong,
for
her
like
thong. I
15
literally
years or
saw it.
something,
Like,
for a
everything.
long time.
No, dude, he's triggered. He's like that meme. He's like that meme. I'm going to find that meme. It's a Simpsons meme. It's
Who's
a
like what
Simpsons
meme?
It's like the Simpsons
I
meme.
don't. I get. He's trying to say that he's. I guess it's a meme that describes someone who's, like justifying their behavior because of the way the other person's dressed. I guess. But he's just
He's
explaining
saying why it happened.
Yeah, he's saying why
So
it happened.
far,
I
he
don't
didn't
think-
say
this ain't a
I'm right for
justification.
doing it.
He actually
And if he
says
sent a fucking
he
apology letter,
apologized,
that
yeah.
seems like he's not justifying. He apologized.
Yeah,
for
he
it.
apologized for it. But
Purity spiral's real.
the main thing here is that Kevin's saying that it's sexual harassment. First off, I don't think it's sexual harassment. I think it's just an inappropriate joke. It seems like they busted balls a lot there. And it was a bad timing on that because she had like a bunch of students there, you know, and they like completely embarrassed her. And that's, you know, like I was saying about positions of power before, you know, she was in a position of power over the kids and he made fun of her in front of them and they all laughed at her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's embarrassing, it's humiliating, but it's not a sexual thing, you know. He wasn't being a sleazeball. I don't think he was sitting there licking his lip. Well, maybe he was licking his lips, but not in that way. Like ogling her ass and be like, and then decided that in a room full of people that he was gonna make a pass at her or something, you know. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that in a room full of people? Maybe if he had made this joke in private, you might have an argument for that. But...
or whatever of like some dude, I forget who it was, it's like Ned or some shit, I forget who it was, but like gets totally triggered because there's like women around him and everything, and it's like, no, it's I can't find the meme right now, but like you guys all know the meme that I'm talking about. It's Jimmy Dore right here.
Not really.
Jimmy Dore, the
the
Puritan.
idea from context.
And by the way, is he a progressive?
He's
no,
the Puritan.
Is he a leftist? Yeah.
Yeah. This is the part I'm thinking is funny.
He's the Puritan. Okay.
He wrote something in chat in here earlier saying, "Oh, imagine being triggered by a skirt like Devin and Jimmy Dore was," and it was like, I don't think anybody was triggered by except him. I think Kevin and Anna are the ones that are triggered by a skirt.
Yeah.
Not them. Jimmy Dore admits he made a joke. He admits it was maybe an inappropriate joke, but Anna's the one upset. You know what I'm saying?
If you mention it, you're triggered by it. That's
she's
the standard. Fine.
Exactly.
Then they're triggered by Devin mentioning it. They're triggered by Jimmy Dore mentioning it.
He mentioned her skirt being inappropriate for work in a joking manner. He just did it at a bad time, which he admits and apologized for, and she accepted the apology 7 fucking years ago, basically.
7 fucking years ago.
She tried to throw it at him secretly in a DM because he's talking shit about TYT, and she's like, oh, you should shut up about us. Remember when you did this and that? So instead of like waiting for her to go public with it, he was like, you know what? I fucked up. I felt bad about it. I apologize. This isn't on me anymore. And put it out there. And he was like, yeah, this is what happened.
This issue is old enough to be in 2nd grade.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that. Mm-hmm. He is a conservative leftist, for sure.
Conservative
He's not
leftist.
progressive.
It's funny because most of us say Jimmy Dore is even more left than Turk and Anna, Turk than the Young Turks are.
So,
and he's thinking he's not.
Guys,
it's like this guy is like
and
murderous
Anna,
about cops.
Nice new skirt.
Nice new skirt.
And everybody laughed.
See, that's his wife laughing right now. His wife is laughing super hard. And he's looking over, laughing with her because she's laughing so hard it's making him laugh. Yeah, she was probably there. Yeah, because she used to work with them.
Laughed louder than I thought they would, and so it humiliated her.
So there he is. It humiliated her. So there he is.
Yeah,
right there.
What is that? How does that mean sexual harassment?
No, wait. Hold on. Something happened there.
Mm-hmm.
He made the jump.
He made a jump.
I already know what he's going to say. He meant to humiliate her. He said, I made the joke, and people laughed more than I thought they would.
Yeah.
And that humiliated her. That's what he said.
The way I see it, it was one of those off-the-cuff jokes, which you probably make all the time, but usually around comfortable friends. And he did it without thinking in a room full of kids who were, like, interning for her or whatever, or that she was showing around. And he was like, oh, like, whoops, bad timing,
All right. If her intern, what do you mean her intern?
I think she said, they explained it later, but she said.
Was this the Young Turks thing?
They had.
You said the newsroom. I assume that's where they were.
They had a bunch of students there that she was showing around as part of a journalism class. And she was, like, basically showing them around their studio. And I guess he made that joke, like, this Polly joke, the way they bust balls all the time. I mean, Cenk is from New Jersey. I wouldn't doubt he's a ball buster, like 100%. Fucking Jimmy Dore's an older comedian dude from Chicago. That sounds like he'd probably be a ball buster too, like joking around. I mean, Anna's from California, maybe not, but if she's been in that group for a long time, where, mind you, they used to make videos about guess that camel toe and stuff like that, Yeah, and purely... totally sexist kind of humor, which if you think you're fine with that, why is saying nice new skirt, how is that worse than doing a guess the camel toe show, right? Like,
I get, but like, is she not wearing something she was comfortable wearing in front of everybody? Is that why she's humiliated? Like, there's reasons behind why she was humiliated that aren't Jimmy Dore decided to humiliate her. Like, I'll grant she may have been humiliated, all right?
Yeah, I feel she was humiliated.
He felt bad for it.
I feel she feels humiliated not because of him, really, but really because of the students or the kids that were there or whatever. Because he made a joke and they all laughed hard about it. She felt embarrassed by that. And it's like, oh, you're making that kind of joke in front of these strangers? Like, I'm not comfortable around these people for you to be busting my balls like that, in front of people and humiliating. If it's me and you, or just me, you, and Cenk, it's probably not a big deal, and we all laugh about it.
Yo,
It's like if I call you something that you always feel embarrassed about. If you do it between like friends, it's one thing. But if I did it to you in the middle of like a McDonald's with a bunch of strangers around, you might feel extra embarrassed, and that's probably why he was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you like that."
let me chime in on that because this whole thing is the woman presents herself as I'm the victim automatically.
Right.
Why? Because I introduced the word sexual harassment, so you have to believe me. Now, meanwhile, Anna is a lying scoundrel, and she has no ethical code, so she's a complete skank. So was she wearing an inappropriate skirt? Of course she was. And was it ball busting? Yeah, of course. The idea about humiliation, that's neither here nor there. It's like today I corrected a friend, English not his first language, and I'm like, oh, by the way, you're spelling this word wrong. You know? And I'm like, maybe they're humiliated by that, perhaps. But is that my fault, or are they misspelling a word?
Yeah, exactly.
It's.
I mean, I think it's probably a prevalent point that he made. That was like, yeah, that's not appropriate attire. Especially you're showing college students around for the sake of like journalism in a newsroom, and you're dressed like totally unprofessional.
Well, and Tonka raised the point, like maybe there's a reason she was humiliated, and that is, first of all, she's not a real news person, and she shouldn't be a professor, and she's a terrible professor. So those are the underlying facts of the case. But, I mean, just to call out someone, I mean, look, also, the guy's a comedian, he's trying to get laughs. Like, this would have been really nasty. Imagine if he took her in private and was just, like, ripping on her, like, hey, Anna, your skirt makes you look like a skank. Just the two of them. Like, that would be even weirder than trying to get a laugh in a group of people.
Well, that could have been spun much worse, and would have been spun much worse.
Also, how is nice news skirt? How is that sexual? That's literally talking about.
She's trying to say, she's trying to claim. Oh, he mentioned something about my legs. Like he might have at some point. Like you're showing a lot of leg there.
Yeah, maybe.
Like it's the same.
And then
idea.
I think they both agreed that he made some sort of comment about, I'd like to get. Where did you get those? I wanted to get a pair for my wife or something. There's some pants that she was wearing,
and
it's like, how is it sexual harassment? It'd be like, hey, those pants look good, I want to buy them for my wife. Like, how is that sexual harassment?
Well, and if I just learned that his co-host is his wife, and she is not a pleasant woman to look at. So whenever I see a situation like that, I always think like, damn, they must really love each other, or something's going on.
Yeah, and they work together,
must be abound.
And it's his choice. They work together. And when I looked it up, they were married since like 2006 or something. Like, they've been married a long time. And she always works with him, so it's not like he doesn't want her around so that he can like flirt with other women or something. Like, he keeps her around all the time. And it's like a constantly work.
Vosh and his girlfriend. The first time I saw her, I was like, she must have the greatest personality in the freaking world. Like, I want to meet this woman. Like, she's got to be a riot.
Well, they're not together anymore.
Oh, what?
No. And we all know it's most likely because the fame got to his head.
What?
That little bit of internet fame. Yeah, I don't know why though, but I know they're not together anymore.
That's Jay in the chat, the War Kettle.
Oh, yeah.
Saying you can never disagree with Devin. What a fucking putz. Are you serious?
What?
The War Kettle? What the fuck's a War Kettle?
Oh my god, he's such a loser.
I think it's funny.
He's this guy is a fanboy that used to hang around.
Didn't you make that name for him? Did you give him that name? I don't know if you made it, but I think you said it in passing or something.
Of course. No, he's a complete degenerate fucking loser. Oh, God. AI Who? Incredible.
This guy, too. I've seen this guy around. I think he's in here, too.
How can you be over on this cat's channel? There's like, I don't know, like 4 people watching, and he's got no subs. It's like, AI Who? What?
It's ridiculous.
You're a literal Who's channel.
Oh my god,
it's wild.
I just noticed that one. Oh my god, he's copying that off someone.
Fuck's sake, man! Like,
they're admitting on his show.
He's saying he's admitting
this was not on a hot mic. This wasn't when he thought, like in a Discord call that he thought was private that got leaked. This wasn't a leaked DM.
Doesn't that make it more? If this isn't from a leaked thing, or you didn't catch him off guard, and he puts this out himself.
What the fuck did he say?
Doesn't that show? Yeah, he didn't say anything yet, but he's saying he's already admitted to sexually harassing her, which he didn't. And now he's saying, and he's saying this out in the open, not even behind leaked. And it's like, well, doesn't that show you that he has confidence in saying that I didn't do anything wrong, that I didn't sexually harass her, that it was a bad joke off time, and I apologize for it, and everything's fine. Great.
This is him in public broadcasting to his own channel of his own volition, his own agency, bragging about sexually harassing Anna Kasparian.
Oh, well, he didn't. Yeah, he's not bragging. He's explaining the situation. He's not bragging. Then he never admitted to sexually harassing her. He admitted to making a joke and her looking humiliated by it because people laughed harder than he thought they would. What else has he admitted besides that, right? Like nothing.
He admitted to making a joke that he later felt bad for because of how she took it.
Right.
That sounds like that's a nicer guy than I thought Jimmy Dore was. All right. I still don't like him, but that's a nice gesture if you think you made somebody feel bad and you didn't mean to.
And he's sitting here saying, there he is. He admitted it. At no point did he admit it. That's fucking crazy.
That never happened.
That didn't happen
so
there.
This is not a he said, she said type case. This is pretty clear cut. There's no debate around here. He's guilty. She's the victim.
Guilty. She's the victim. But it's like, if you said that, that's fine, and he did something wrong, and let's say they went to court and he was found guilty, eventually he does his time, and then he comes out. You know what I'm saying? And he's already been punished for it. And then she tries to blackmail him with it. You know what I'm saying? He comes out and says it, and says, I did my time, I apologize.
She was the victim of this joke. He is now the victim of blackmail over this joke.
Exactly. You're exactly right. She was the victim of a joke that she didn't like.
And made.
And then she tried
I now will end your career over a joke.
Of which he apologized for, and she accepted the apology and worked with him for many more years, and then tried to use that one situation that she accepted the apology for as a blackmail now. And, he was smart enough to one-up that shit. Say, oh, yeah, you're going to use it as blackmail? Well, I'm going to just straight up show everybody you're blackmailing me with this. Genius.
Kevin Tracy sided with the perpetrator over the victim. So, again, you should probably bear this in mind because he makes a lot of videos about crime and everything. Kind of undermines his narrative about, I'm a good guy and I call it criminals and everything. It's like, you've undermined your credibility here, Devin.
What? I'm a good guy and I call out criminals.
He's reading a whole lot into this.
Yeah, into a joke. That's all Jimmy Dore said he did. It was make a joke that may have humiliated her, but the humiliation's on her, not on him. He's saying she felt extra humiliated. That wasn't him who made her feel that. He just made a joke. That it was his fault. She felt humiliated. He felt bad about it and apologized. What's the problem? I don't even understand why there's even a problem. The only problem here now, since he apologized and she accepted it, the only problem here now is that Anna's trying to blackmail her, right? The original infraction, or if you want to consider it that, was already handled. Oh my god, look at Jimmy's face right there. He looks like he's gonna eat something.
He's a bit of a freak, man. He's so weird.
No.
In the middle of the newsroom, and I did it. And
all right, there's a couple of things here about the construction of this that I think is just sort of amazing.
Everybody laughed.
And even like his face right there when he said it, and he was like, "And I did it." How does that look like he's bragging? Right? It looks more like he's kind of still apologetic about it. Like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I embarrassed you. We were friends back then. I know I felt bad about it."
Everybody laughed.
Brilliant.
And they laughed because it was funny, as opposed to
That's not why he explained it, though.
You just tried to humiliate her.
The way, or for the reason why Jimmy explained it, like how they're saying, they laughed. It was like so funny.
Yeah. That's not even. He was actually saying they laughed more than it was funny. Like he was saying, I didn't expect people to laugh like that. Like it was extra people. But it makes sense because they're probably young college kids, right? They were there. Anna showed them around. And they found it like extra funny that he pointed out something and it was like, oh no. And then he probably felt bad about it because the extra laughter made him realize like, oh shit, I totally embarrassed her in front of these kids. Like, what did I do that for?
Her in front of a bunch of people. Emma has more to fill in on this story.
Yeah.
But you just tried to humiliate. You just attempted to humiliate her in front of a bunch of people.
Maybe he tried to make her laugh and made a joke and then realized that it had humiliated her. That was what explanation was just saying like he
The
made
whole
the
reason
joke
why
and
an
then realized.
apology had to be given.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're pulling a prank on somebody and they end up getting hurt. Okay,
Yeah.
did you try to hurt them? No, you were
No,
trying
no.
to prank them.
Exactly.
Did they get hurt because you might have been negligent? You might have fucked up.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then you feel bad and
I didn't mean you were trying to
apologize.
do
I'm
it.
sorry you got hurt in this prank. I should have never done it. You know, like,
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they're admitting to assault. You know, like attacking you. You know?
Being as generous to this guy
planning
as you
to
can
hurt you.
be. It's a matter of somebody did something. They didn't mean to hurt somebody's feelings. Their feelings got hurt. Okay, fine. They apologized.
But this is that seems very SJWE cancel culture kind of shit. That's like, oh no, once you've made an infraction, that's it. You know, you're done for life. Nobody ever talk to you again. Listen to you. That's it. There's no coming back. And also just completely being uncharitable and not thinking that this.
He probably
be
also
accidental
wants to
and
gig
stuff
with
like
the Young Turk.
We're
thing.
laughing because
Yeah, maybe.
it's uncomfortable. And then he says she felt bad because she was humiliated as if he hadn't done it. As if
No, he literally said, I humiliated her. He just
Yeah,
said,
he said
I
it.
humiliated her.
and
And he said, because of
Anyway,
me. It was
that's
my
the
Hold
fault.
on. Even if
Context
he
there.
did say I humiliated, that does not say a fucking word about somebody's intention.
No, yeah. Yeah, he wasn't saying he humiliated
He said
her on
he told
purpose.
a joke.
In fact, the way he's telling it kind of seems like he realized it too late. Like, oh, I just embarrassed her. Like, oh, damn, I shouldn't have humiliated her. You know, like,
Yeah.
and that's why he apologized because he didn't realize in the spot. I feel
This
like
is how you get people who stop feeling bad for doing shit.
he's
Whenever
kind
they
of
do feel bad, you penalize them.
I feel like he's kind of like the comedian. He's a comedian. He used to be a stand-up comedian. He's that kind of guy. He probably, you know, it probably just came out. He went to tell a joke and then realized it's too late. Like, oh shit, there's a bunch of people in here. Duh. Like, why am I? You know, that's more of a joke. Well, that's more of a joke between friends, right?
It's being shitty to each other.
We can continue a little bit. I know that there was another point of Jimmy talking about this, just for full context. Let's go back a little. It's good to see. We got some reactionaries in the chat.
Oh yeah, he's addressing the chat. And you know, like, I feel like some of this too. It's weird that he's watching it through the Majority Report because they probably would cut some parts out. Like, why not just watch it straight from Jimmy Dore's channel?
Because this is where he got his
Right?
opinion from.
That's what it seems like. That seems very much like he got his opinion from these people who he don't like. He says it later on where he talks about, I don't like the Majority Report.
Look at what someone in the chat says. That severely waters down sexual
push it back
harassment.
a little bit.
Sounds like he had a point.
Yes, it sounds
was
like
that
he had
the
a point.
reactionary?
I guess so, because he said that severely waters down sexual harassment. Yeah.
It does.
You can't even prove that what he was saying was sexual in any way. Like, how can you prove that?
It sounds so passive, what he's saying, the passive voice here.
It sounds so
And
passive.
everybody laughed. Like they laughed louder than I thought they would.
Yeah, see, he admits right there. Look at his face. He kind of looks bad about it. Like, you can see on his face, like, they laughed harder than I thought they
cringy.
would. Like, I didn't even think it was that funny. You know, like, they found it funnier than I thought it was, basically.
Yeah, that wasn't how it's supposed to play out.
Yeah, exactly. That wasn't how it was supposed to play out, and he realized it out.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And so it humiliated her.
No,
She got humiliated in the middle of the newsroom, and I did it, and I felt bad.
No, I did it.
At that time, we were friendly, and I was just
at
busting
that
her
time it was
balls,
friendly. I was
right,
just
for
busting her
dressing
balls.
Like that.
Is that how you do that?
Is that how you do that? Yeah, actually, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, if, you know. I mean,
He felt bad after he said something. Oh my, what a piece of shit.
I know some
Like, I
people.
don't like Jimmy Dore, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
even put this on.
No, and he says it was busting balls. Busting balls is not sexual harassment. So he's saying Jimmy Dore admits to sexually harassing her. All he admits to is busting her balls. You know what I'm saying?
He made a joke about her
He made a
skirt.
joke, yeah. And it's kind of humiliating, but that's kind of the point of busting balls. Like, friends do that with each other, you know, especially Northeasterners. We do that shit all the time.
You know what else friends do? If they go to her, they'll fucking apologize to you, and that's what he
Yeah, and
did.
if it goes wrong, they apologize. And then the
To
friend
bring that
accepts
up afterward, shits on friendship, which is
Yeah.
much more sacred of a thing
Yeah.
than the fucking any of that goofy news shit and all their fucking weird social points they're trying to score and shit. They're shitting on friendship and holding that old friendship up for blackmail now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you can tell somebody's a piece of shit. The
Yeah.
moment you know that if you can never talk, if I never talk to you again, does that mean that you will now be a piece of shit about everything to do with anything to do with it? And you now, anybody around Anna Kasparian, they now know she is not worthy to be anybody's friend.
Meanwhile, Anna's the kind of person who would try to blackmail someone in secret. You know what I'm saying?
She will blackmail her ex-friend.
Where Jimmy Dore's the kind of person. Where Jimmy Dore's the kind of person who'll do a stream and publicly admit his faults and say, "I felt bad about this and apologized about it." You know, like this was something I did that I'm not proud of. You know, and he'll publicly announce the things he's not proud of that he did in the past, while Anna is privately trying to blackmail people. Who seems like the better person here? You know what I'm saying? The guy who's repentant about the bad joke he made, or the woman who's trying to blackmail him?
I said something mean to my friend. I felt bad about it.
That he apologized for years ago.
Did he say he sent the card, or did he just apologize? I thought I heard something about a card.
Yeah, it says here, almost read it. You followed by an apology card. She literally calls it apology card.
He gave her a fucking card.
He gave her an apology
I'm not
card
having this.
to apologize for that.
He didn't just say he was sorry.
And that's from her mouth.
Easy fucking cards.
That's from her mouth. He didn't come out and say he sent her a card. Like, we know it's
Somebody
true
get you a fucking card to say that they're sorry. For real? They're an asshole. That's the bad guy.
And then she continued to work with them and book shows with them together for years after that. You know? And then now is using it to blackmail. Like, and he's not even. He knows that's something he did that was bad years ago, so he comes out and just says it. Like, here, look, I did this. I felt bad about it. I apologize. She was cool with it.
Is that how it works?
You're gonna bend over and show me your ass? I think that's a little. I'm not offended, but I think that's a little risque.
Oh, you're so conservative, Jimmy.
So
it's so conservative. Why is that conservative?
One, if you were her actual friend, you would take her side. If you had that relationship, which I don't even think that would be appropriate in this instance, and say like, hey, like.
Okay, so then he wouldn't do that. Take that off the table.
Yeah, so take that off the table. Yeah.
Even what happened. One, I mean, I spoke to Anna about this. Like.
By the way, you know it's bad when I'm like.
But she spoke to Anna about it. Anna DM'd it to Jimmy. You didn't even need to speak to her about it. You could see what happened within that DM. She explains it. She explains him apologizing for it. Like,
siding 100% with Sam Cedar. That's what's crazy about this whole thing. It's like we do not agree with these guys when it comes to any.
Who's we? Yeah, that's weird, right? We do not agree with these guys. What is that?
We the people.
Yeah, weird.
He's doing the we.
Is he Venom? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, who the fuck is we? Is he like a legion being and shit made up of multiple people? I am Legion.
We do not believe this.
We do not believe this. We are Legion.
The stuff like this. I mean, the only way that you could side with Jimmy over this is if you're an out-and-out misogynist.
If you're
a lot of these people are.
No, wait, where does that even come into it, though?
What? Yeah, how does that even come into it?
Where did that part even happen?
Nothing sexual even happened from what's been explained. So, which is weird.
They're leftists. But they're conservatives. They're like Nazbol gang. They're not actually like progressives. They're not actually socially liberal. They want my $15 minimum wage, and they want the women in the kitchen.
Yeah, see, this is bullshit already. Jimmy's wife works with him. She's not in the kitchen. He's not looking to have women in the kitchen if they don't want to be. Like I said, Jimmy's wife himself has worked with them for years, side by side, on doing these projects.
They're literally leftist conservatives. They're like the most cringy combination that you can have. At all. Because like for me, I'm pretty economically right wing and I'm socially liberal. Jimmy Dore fans are socially conservative and economically left wing. It's like the worst of both worlds.
He's not socially conservative. Like, it's so weird to say that because he's not socially conservative. I bet you any money, Jimmy's totally for gay rights, trans rights. You know. Women to work anywhere. He probably agrees with feminism. I bet you any money. He's super freedom of speech. I know that about him. He's gotten into many fights with TYT over not banning, which to me is a liberal viewpoint, and not banning people. It's not conservative.
Cringe and lame. And like they can go back to like the 1950s or go live in Iran or something. Or North Korea.
That's not
where they could be happy.
What Jimmy wants.
Project where wasn't like I don't even want to get what is so gross.
This all started from Jimmy fighting to push AOC to like push healthcare, universal healthcare for everyone. How is that not progressive? How is that socially conservative? That he wants female politicians to do jobs, to work and be in there. Like, he wanted AOC.
About this too is that
that's what
Anna
he was upset about, that he voted for
was
AOC or something.
a professor at a college. She had her students in studio.
Anna's a professor.
Their assignment was to watch the production of TYT.
Right.
So it wasn't just like the old boys club.
Yeah. They were there to watch a production of TYT. So Jimmy was acting like any other day by accident, basically, and didn't realize their studio's filled with students from the local, university and stuff. That's why she felt extra humiliated, because he did it in front of a bunch of people, and then he felt bad about it. That's the part he feels bad about, is doing it in front of all these people and humiliating her, because he's probably acting as he normally would on a regular day of filming.
What an asshole.
Yeah. Ooh, what an asshole. He jokes around with his coworkers.
Or like coworkers who had worked with Jimmy and Anna, and there were friends, and everyone was there together. He humiliated her, or attempted to do so, in front of her students. And of course she was embarrassed. Of course she was. And she wasn't even dressed.
So the argument is whether he wanted to humiliate her on purpose or not. But that's like, you're going into his head. He's saying he didn't. He's saying he felt bad and apologized afterwards when he realized how much humiliation it caused.
But I really don't like Jimmy Dore.
Yeah,
that's a guy I really don't like.
I don't like Jimmy Dore either.
They are being so uncharitable. I'm taking up for Jimmy Dore on something that seems really fucking obvious.
That's how you know people are really dumb, when you have to defend people you hate because of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When there was times where I had to defend Trump because people were so dumb that I had to defend Trump when I hated him. But it's like,
that's fucking.
I can't believe I had to defend this dude again. Because these guys are so stupid that they don't even understand these simple concepts.
But he thinks that this makes it, in some way absolves him. And this wasn't the only...
No, what absolves him is him apologizing for it and her accepting it. That's how it works.
Yes!
If you embarrass somebody and you apologize and they accept that apology, they've made up for it. It absolves them.
He did a thing. She felt bad about the thing. He felt bad he did the thing. He made amends for the thing. She accepted this. 7 years later, she wants to blackmail somebody with it. Get the fuck out of here!
Exactly.
Disgusting comment that he made to her, and it wasn't the only abusive way that he treated another employee at the company, because I have received messages from crew.
Again, it's worth noting what a strange year 2021 has proven to be, where here I am firmly in agreement with everything that the majority report is saying right now.
Well, that sounds like you're making a terrible mistake then, doesn't it? It sounds like you're just following them and not really thinking properly.
I'll be half fair. I feel weird, with agreeing with what Jimmy Dore was saying. It's weird. But this guy's bending over backwards to try to say that he's sexually harassing somebody and all this shit, because that's what the bread and butter is in that circle. And I don't feel like I'm bending over backwards to say that apologies being accepted means that an issue is over.
No, it's really the simplest explanation. From hearing both sides, it sounds the simplest explanation is Jimmy made
especially
a joke
when they were
at
cool
the wrong
after.
time. Yeah, and they were cool afterwards. And Anna now is trying to, put in some intentional shit in hindsight that was never shown, at the time. And that's her own, a telling of it was, he wanted to humiliate me. But we don't know that. And from his point of view, it seems like he didn't. It seems like he was joking like any other day.
What do you even say? This is how toxic Jimmy Dore is. By the way, Jimmy Dore's canceling Kremlin Kyle now.
It sounds like he's a ball buster, and maybe some people didn't like it, but it doesn't mean that he's intentionally sexually harassing people. That's a totally different thing. They're saying
abusive behavior. Thing.
She was saying, I got other messages from former cast and crew and stuff of his abusive behavior, and I'm like, well, it kind of sounds like he's a ball buster. And some people don't understand ball busting. That happened to me when I moved to Florida for a while, and I would bust people's balls because I liked them. I thought they were cool, so I bust their balls, and then I would find out through other people later that they were like, oh, they think you don't like them, and You know, this that you're always insulting them, and I'm like, oh no, I'm just busting their balls.
Can't talk to people.
Yeah, it's weird, but that's how it is outside of like certain areas. So I don't know. I bet he's a ball buster, and some people just don't get it. You know?
Yeah, they can't do it.
Kremlin Kyle is too critical of him for him to handle.
It's Kremlin Kyle.
It's amazing. You know what this is? This is a true test of character. As I said, it really reveals how people actually feel. Because
he's right.
If you say, let's give him a pass or whatever, you're admitting to
the thing is, there's nothing to give a pass to here. That's the thing. They're really giving Anna a pass. Jimmy didn't need a pass. That already got resolved between them two. So there's no reason for any of us to give any passes.
If anyone gave him a pass, it would be Anna.
It would be Anna. Yeah, Anna already gave him the pass and said, "Don't worry about it."
That would be the only pass.
Yeah.
I don't have to give a pass.
Are there misogynists on the left? Yes. You can go back to my first video I ever uploaded.
On top of it, like not even being sexual harassment. I'm not seeing it as sexual harassment. I don't see that there. I mean, it's possible, but I don't see that there.
Introduction to Superpower Broadcasting. And I haven't, I watched that back once when I made it. I haven't watched it in a very, very long time. But I recall talking about how there were a lot of conservatives that were leftists that were big fans of Bashar Assad. And
let's move forward.
You can look at Che Guevara, for example.
Oh my God.
The bigotry that he
oh my God.
Walter
Lepley says that's not sexual humiliation. That's Door making an autistic comment that pointed out something obvious about Anna's ineptitude at professionalism. It's not like we haven't seen her dressed like that. Oh, he's not gonna like that either. And acting like he's not
gonna like that comment at all.
Oh, and then he said she was acting like some wannabe gangster too.
She did do that.
I'm gonna go back. I'm
gonna go back.
I know I've seen you in the chat before. You may well be a troll, but I'm going to go back to actually prove you 100% wrong here. No. In Jimmy's own words, he admitted that it was humiliation.
Yeah, but not sexual. He said sexual humiliation.
Everybody laughed. Like they laughed louder than I thought they would. And so it humiliated her.
So he admits it. So he admits it.
Wait.
He admits she was humiliated.
Do you see the massive fuck up this guy's making?
Oh, man. I told you this was gold, man.
That's so fucking dumb. He's really, like, this really thing happened, so he's admitting that's what he did. And it's like, oh, no.
Yeah, it's really bad. Somebody in this chat is saying it, too. Like, American Madhouse. I don't see how saying nice new skirt equals sexual harassment. Either way, I don't care about TYT. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, like, you don't gotta be on Jimmy Dore's side.
No, you don't have to be on his side. This is like really simple.
Like,
he's just making these weird leaps that nobody's saying something and he's not. It's a weird.
You don't have to think he's doing great, or you have to be a fan of him or anything like. But he is not incorrect in any of this.
No,
he's not saying anything horrible. He's saying he said something. Somebody who he liked, he got humiliated about it, and he tried to make it up to them. Done. Like, he didn't say he admitted to humiliating her or trying to humiliate it. That's not what he was trying to do. That was why he felt bad, is because he thought that she was humiliated, and that was not his goal. Outrageous.
I can't believe it.
So stop trying to gaslight me. And you know what? If you want to continue... trying to gaslight me? How about you step up and have the courage to actually fucking debate me and send me a DM on my Twitter at Kevin Castling.
Another debate me, bro.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, total debate me, bro. I don't know why this guy would want to debate anyone. He's not very bright. I don't think him debating anyone would ever go well. Like, I think that's a mistake that he wants to debate people.
Otherwise, get the fuck out.
Just make your videos, bro. Stay away from debate.
Otherwise, get the fuck out, dude.
You do debate?
If you want to leave, just...
So that's about it for that video.
Get out of here.
We're going to get back to Devin Tracy's absolute trash bin of a video today, defending all that bullshit. Okay, lovely, right? Unbelievable. Okay, So,
how funny is that?
Right around the 3-minute mark in his video, Devin accuses Jank of smearing Glenn and claims that Glenn has better character. Now, I already actually went over that. For some reason, I had that listed twice on here, but basically, as I pointed out before, Glenn Greenwald has worse character than Jank. You can hate them both, but like, are you kidding me? We're going to side with Glenn Greenwald now to own the Young Turks? Talk about Young Turks derangement.
Glenn Greenwald is definitely more of a journalist and has more integrity than the Young Turks, I think, in any case. And I don't even like Glenn Greenwald, and he's wrong on a bunch of shit, but that doesn't mean that he's not have more integrity than Anna and Cenk do.
It's so apparent. It's so obvious. It's so sad. It's so lame. It's so lame. And you know what makes it all the more lame? I was a fan of Devin Tracy's work for a long time.
Now he's
I still consider a lot of his work to be valuable if you check it out. Shit like this, when it's like, look, I'm not going to stay silent on this just because I think he's made good videos in the past. No, this is one of those moments, as they come up from time to time, when you have to actually pick a side. And, you know, the most recent analogy that I can think of is the hashtag Free Natalie fissure in our community. But this is a wider fissure that happened in the progressive community. And yeah, you have to pick a side on it.
You have to pick
You do have to pick a side. Devin Tracy did pick a side. He picked Jimmy Dore. He picked the wrong side. So that's why I'm making this video right now. So, because he looked at the two and said, I don't like either of them, so I'm going to side with Jimmy.
What? How does that make sense? You see, did he just explain his logic and it made no sense of how he came to his conclusion? Devin doesn't like either of them, so he chose Jimmy Dore's side. With what, like a die roll? Did he flip a coin? I don't understand what he thinks. How he
this
came
guy's
to that
really
conclusion,
serious about
right?
this.
That's so weird. That's what he just explained. How weird is that?
This dude's really serious.
Like, he just admitted. He admitted that she was telling the truth, and you say, yeah, but he's got better character.
No, he admitted. No, but did she even say it was sexual harassment? She just said she felt humiliated, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think she said
I don't know.
it was
Maybe she did say it was sexual harassment, but all that Jimmy Dore did was say he made a joke and it humiliated her, and he felt bad. He didn't say he aimed to sexually harass her. He didn't aim to humiliate her. He made a joke. She looked like she did not enjoy that joke, and he felt bad.
And then he realized maybe that was bad timing, and he felt bad.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe he shouldn't have done that, but either way, he apologized, and she accepted it years ago. So it's like that whole problem or whatever, even if he did something wrong, that's all been dealt with already. And now she's just using blackmail. Now it's just what's going on at that instant.
Just say, he did show up in chat and say that he was living rent free. Unfortunately, good thing he didn't get her earlier, because he would have found out that it's been kind of a struggle to stay on topic with him.
Yeah, it has been kind of.
We spent most of the stream talking about Tracy Ullman and 80s music videos.
That's a good point. That's true.
We're trying for you, though, bud. We're trying.
But we went over the stuff of him talking about Jimmy admitting something, and we actually saw that he made a tremendous leap in that.
Yeah, the thing that he admitted to and the thing that he's saying he admitted to are very different. They're not exactly congruent. Not running on those parallel paths.
Very strange how he made that tremendous leap to that. I don't get it. Even in his own chat, people are saying, I don't get how that's sexual harassment, but okay. And then he argued with that guy saying sexual humiliation. He was saying, but they admitted that there was humiliation. Yeah, but not sexual humiliation. That's what makes it sexual harassment. There has to be something sexual there, right? For it to be sexual harassment. Or it's not sexual harassment. That's what I would assume.
Maybe.
There has to be something sexual for there to be, for harassment to become sexual harassment, not just regular harassment. Or humiliation. So if you said sexual humiliation, it would be humiliation dealing with sex, not just regular humiliation.
Yeah, we're living rent free in this guy's head. It's the other way around. It's like Devin said, he doesn't even know who he is or care. So Who is he to care about?
He's the guy in Discord who's really serious. Like, that's who he is. Discord man.
The Discord guy, stupid power.
That's all I remember about him. He is serious Discord man.
Yeah, he was gonna take down Vosh. I think that's who it was.
Yeah, he's gonna take everybody down with his couple hundred sub channel that nobody's seen. It's cool, man. Don't worry about it. You got it.
Him and his army of 715.
Audience doesn't even agree.
He gave out at some random guy and challenged him to a debate in his chat. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and he was upset about it too, like that.
He did not like it.
Or get out. Like, why not just? You could just.
You need to debate me. Like, get out.
It's like, you could just ban him, right? Like, if you really wanted him to leave, just ban him. If you're yelling for him to get out and he hasn't left, and
you can make him get out.
Yeah, then you're kind of like just playing along.
Yeah, you could just make him leave.
Does he do this in person though? Like, if someone disagrees with him in person, does he just like drop everything and debate me now?
Has like disagreement. Have like a podium in his backpack. He can just kind of whip out. Like, no, we're going right now.
Oh, he has a message for Devin.
He has a message for Devin. Why wouldn't he have a message for Devin? Of course he does.
And the message is, Devin. I will fight you.
Oh,
Devin, you should have done some research on Jimmy's own.
It's funny, he's still saying that Jimmy bragged about doing it when we just watched the video and showed that he wasn't bragging about it.
Like, you got your research all wrong, dude. Like, what are you talking about? He doesn't even understand.
He hasn't even watched the stream because we've already addressed all these things. I already said that he was in the beginning of one of Devin's videos. I said that earlier. So he hasn't even watched this. Like, and then he wants to say, oh, the video today. And I was like, we already did that. That already happened.
He's...
Go tell your mommy about it.
Is he?
God, it's so ridiculous.
Is he trying to gather debates in the chat?
I think so. He's in there telling other people, DM me, debate me. He's a total debate.
About anything? Like,
yeah, what about?
That's how he responds on Twitter.
Tonka challenge him to a debate on wrestling. Stuff.
Oh, that would be painful. But, like, dude, you can't interact with people. Like, this can't be your life. Walking around, you don't think, like, debate time? Nobody's going to want to talk to you. You sound crazy.
I mean, literally from what we did right now and went over the stream, he could be completely humiliated by that. Like, and he hasn't even watched it.
We should.
And then
we could send him a
is he gonna use that as blackmail against me now? And then it's okay to do.
Yeah, he doesn't even realize he's wrong. So what he's trying to debate about is just he's wrong about it.
Yeah.
But he can't even admit or like question if he could be wrong in any debate. He's always arguing from the point of view that he's right in any debate. That's why he's asking for debates from everybody when that's just retarded to do.
Really bad.
Maybe jumping the gun, coach.
We just went over his video. Like, how bad was his logic there? It was horrible.
That was really bad logic, and it had many gaps in it. Connected many dots that aren't there.
His logic that Devin hates both of them, so he chose Jimmy Dore. And I was like, how does that logic work?
It's rare to see somebody fuck up on the paint by numbers thing. But,
yeah. Oh my god! And then
you're watching Sam Cedar for your research, heavy rotation research.
The whole interaction I had with him was hilarious too. How I was actually on his side and he didn't even realize it, and he started arguing with me instead.
But there's that too.
That was pretty funny too. It's like, wow, is this guy really that dumb that he doesn't realize that I'm arguing on his side and he doesn't even realize it? Instead is arguing against me now, like on something that I didn't even say. Like, it was fucking crazy.
Are you even arguing with him about it?
No, I wasn't even arguing a pro-drug stance. He just started arguing with me from anti-drugs when I wasn't.
Well, no, he never asked himself that. Like, he just looks at something, whether it agrees with him or not, and he sees a chance to debate.
Yeah.
It's like, calm the fuck down.
And my comment was actually on his side. I was making fun of the other guy that he was responding to and making fun of that guy and how bad his argument was. And he didn't even
ain't nobody trying to debate your weird ass.
Yeah, you're not even good enough to debate. Like, why Why would you debate anybody? My actual suggestion to him is not to debate people. Stop trying to debate people. Start figuring out how to critical think better before you make videos too, and figure shit out.
No, make some paper airplanes, throw them across the room or some shit. Like, do something better with your time than yelling at people who agree with you to debate you.
But if you're gonna put out stupidity,
like a massive waste of fucking time.
If you're gonna put out stupidity, at least do it in a video format, because the debate format is not gonna work out for him.
Fucking dork. I don't know. That's pretty. I don't know. Pretty counterproductive to whatever it is he was trying to give his speech about doing earlier. Not gonna really work out that well if you're gonna debate people who agree with you.
Yeah, right. Imagine teaming up with him on a debate against someone else, and he starts debating against you. And you're like, hold on, I'm your partner here. What are you doing? It's so funny.
Fucking dork. If that ain't like, go, I don't know, order some food, go out, do something, go play a pinball machine or some shit. You got to do something that isn't that, because people are gonna see it and think you're fucking crazy. And then when you're trying to explain to people how smart you are later and all these big brain takes you have, they're not gonna listen to that shit. Maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe they will. He may have it all figured out. We all have it completely wrong. You got to take that into consideration.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of that Dead Lois guy in here said that he watched that guy's whole stream and he said it was a lot of straw manning, like he's just arguing with straw men, and that's exactly what's going on. It's like he heard the words being said, and he added the intentions around those things, right?
He did add in a lot of things that weren't there.
And then he argued those, and he argued using those intentions, which were never theirs.
Like the Don Quixote strategy accounts, all right? You gotta let him give it his best shot and see what he gets out of it. Doesn't look like he got much out of it, but maybe it'll work in the future.
And then he wants to debate them. Imagine that. What would you debate? What would you even debate on? Who fucking gives a shit? It's so weird.
Why do you like Jimmy Dore?
Yeah, why do you like Jimmy Dore?
I don't like Jimmy Dore.
I like him because he sexually harassed Anna.
That's what he wants to hear.
That's what he wants to hear, I guess. That's how simplified
That's what he wants
his
to
logic
hear.
is. He can't understand anything deeper than that. So somebody said, debate Tonka on the history of fabulous Freebirds.
Debate what?
What prize does a debate winner get? That's a good one. Let's put money on the line.
Well, I guess they get the rest of the Doritos in the kitchen. Like, it's a fucking debate on the internet. What are you doing with your life?
Has anybody taken him up on his offer to debate recently, though?
I think he spams that offer, so he'll find somebody who'll want to debate him.
That'd be kind of funny to do, maybe, too, is see if he's done any debates and watch his debates and see what happens. They've got.
Do you think he's any good?
Oh, no way. Come on. I guess it depends who he's debating against, but I can't imagine him being any good at it.
No, maybe we're not picking up on it. Like, we don't see his skills in action.
It's like 5D chess.
Yeah, like he doesn't seem, too bright when you watch him just talking. But once you get him in there, once you put him in the ring, he can do some things. We don't get it. All right, that's what's going on.
That's what it is.
This guy's got the skills. That's why he lures you into the debate, making you think he's borderline brain damage.
He's actually hustling everyone. He plays really dumb, and then when you get into
it's the
debate,
old pool hustle.
Yeah. And then he's got video of him wrecking you.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's what it is.
See, we've had this cat all wrong. Not a big deal.
It's got to be. Nobody's that dumb, right? It's got to be.
We may should take this part out of the stream at the end. We don't want to expose his hustle. I mean,
busted.
Tell everybody how to do the magic trick. It kind of ruins it.
We beat your hustle.
I don't know.
Shane says he's dodging him. He asked him a question.
Who's dodging who?
Someone asked him a question and he didn't answer. I call bullshit. No way. somebody actually engaged him in conversation, and he said no. That's what you're saying?
So.
Somebody's saying they'll get super drunk and debate him.
I don't buy that bullshit.
Oh, God.
That'd be fun.
No way.
Don't do that.
That'd be fun. That might be more on the level. I still think he might lose, though, depending on the person.
What was the question? He may be trapping this person, making them feel comfortable with the question. And then when they finally confront the mighty one, he will shut them down. Oh, such an intellectual, verbal takedown, the likes of the world has never seen before. That they will never even, they'll never ever be able to type anything ever again. Their fingers will tremble every time they attempt to throw the debate agreement back out there to somebody. You know, he has this. He has this.
Oh, Shane was asking if he was trans, because he's using the trans avatar creator.
The trans avatar creator.
Oh, okay.
Didn't even know that was a thing. Is it?
It's Shane. What's up, Shane?
Hey, Shane.
I go to the bathroom. Give me 1 second.
What's up?
Hey, Shane.
Yeah, he's dodged me 3 times.
Dodged you 3 times. What was the question that you asked, Shane? What was the dodge-worthy offense?
I told him he can debate me on if white privilege exists in New Orleans. I told him he also can debate me if it's necessary to have 2 legs to live a fulfilling life. And the third question I asked him is, why does he use a trans avatar creator, and if he's trans or not? Won't engage me on any of the 3 questions.
Is that? Do you think they are? I didn't really look at him that way. I don't know.
Won't engage.
It's fine. You know, it's a way to be. You know, you can do that. But I didn't know. Not a big deal.
You can just say he's not trans. I mean,
yeah, it's fine.
It's just a question.
Do you think they're gonna reply? I don't think they're gonna.
No, I think they're gone.
Oh, they left.
Like as in, like maybe walked away from the computer.
Well, that's unfortunate. He just left when you start talking to him. Well, he was telling people to talk to him on Twitter. I mean, you can talk to him on Twitter, right?
I don't use Twitter. Fuck that noise.
All right, I'm back.
But you're his only shot at a friend, bro. Like, you were out there trying to talk to this guy, and then he didn't want to talk to you. And you're the only one who really wanted to talk to him. You've got to reach out. You got to buy him a balloon.
He needs you. Where he posted. It's not my job to go to where he is, especially when I'm about to go lay down and go to sleep, because I am in fucking massive pain.
He's in need, and you can't turn your back on a man in need. Like, have you ever seen somebody who wanted some kind of interaction so desperately?
Yeah. Actually, I think I might have done streams on them.
Oh yeah, okay. But
I too have been on the internet.
He wants friends. He wants somebody to come debate him and think he's really smart, think he's really cool. Why don't you can oblige him. Just be like, hey, I'll debate you about your avatar. And maybe he'll indulge.
I've talked about this before. There's this weird like debate me bro YouTube kind of culture, and they all kind of act the same, right? They kind of do the same things. And it's like, you block me, and it's like, victory, you know, like they all, like, it's like everything they say kind of stays in lockstep with each other. Like, you hear them all say all the same phrases and the same things. It's weird. And the way they act. That happened with that guy that made a video on Devin recently too. What was the other guy we were messing with? Chris, do you remember that guy? The last one?
Oh, what's his name?
Tomfoolery, is that it? Yeah, that was the guy. Yeah, the tomfoolery guy. Him. He was doing the same things. Debate me, you're a coward. If you don't debate me.
He showed me something of that guy too. He was very serious. And then when somebody said something, he was like, I'm just playing, bro. It's cool.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. It's not a big deal.
He refused to acknowledge that calling someone a white nationalist is insulting. Or at least viewed as insulting by the general populace.
Yeah. Well,
it's only insulting when it's not true.
Yeah, and it's especially not true, so it's even worse to call someone that when they're not that. And knowing, like, putting that out there, knowing that that's a negative impression of someone, right? Like, if you don't know somebody and they're like, oh yeah, this guy, he's a white nationalist, the vast majority of people are going to hear that and think negative thoughts, about that person.
Well, my big question with all the trans stuff going on is how come you can insult somebody by calling them what their assumed gender is based on what they look like, but if you call somebody a white nationalist, even though they don't identify as a white nationalist, that's somehow okay.
Yeah, that's a good point too. It's all I think I was saying that to him. I was like, oh, you're misidentifying him. Like, isn't that a bad thing? Like, I think the guy is like, the guy says he's a conservative on everything except for like a few social issues. So he's like,
I have the feeling that if you put him and I in the same room, he's going to disagree with me on almost everything.
Oh yeah, you're going to be way more conservative
and I'm way further on the right than most people in Devin's Discord.
Yeah, that's true. He's gonna mess up with you.
I mean, he's in the Discord, I think.
Yeah, he wasn't catching that it was a. He was like, "What? I thought he's not a white national. I didn't know. Oh, I thought he was. I thought he would understand that. I'm not saying it in a bad way." And we're like, "No, are you sure?"
I'm not saying it in a bad way.
He's like, "Oh, I don't get." He was he wasn't understanding why we were being so defensive about it. He was like, "Why are you guys being so defensive about it? I don't understand." We're like,
why don't you like it when people label you random shit? Why don't you like that?
Yeah, how do you like that? That's weird.
You should like that. Why aren't you more into that?
And we were even saying, well, even if you say that doesn't mean that he is, though. Like, either way, you're misidentifying him, is what we're telling you. And then he looked it up, and when he looked it up, he was on stream. I'm in his chat, and he looks up the meaning, like the definition. He just writes nationalism, right? So he reads the definition to nationalism, and I was like, yeah, how is that Devin? Like, it doesn't fit him. And then especially if you add race into it now, like, because it's what you're saying, but you're not adding race to it. If you add race to it, then definitely not.
Fucking weird. It's a weird thing to do.
Yeah, it is a weird thing to do.
People pass time with that shit, so they'll pass time with it, I guess.
But that's why I say it's a free, open platform. Anybody can make videos. And of course, there's going to be dumb people making videos. There's a lot of people out there. Anybody can do it. You can be dumb and have a YouTube channel. Just like we were talking the other day with the wrestlers on Family Feud. And I was like, you don't got to be smart to be a wrestler. Like, that's not one of the prerequisites to be a wrestler.
Fucking weirdo.
You could be real dumb and be one.
I don't know. Did he say anything in the... Like, I looked over in the Discord a minute. Did he say anything in the Discord?
He just said rent-free is all I see that he's in.
Okay. He said...
Which I don't care. I mean, that's people... Well, that's another one of those phrases that I'm saying people always do. Like, they start shit with people and they put out videos about them. And then when the people start making videos back, or their fans or friends or whatever, start making videos back, oh, I'm living rent-free in your head. And it's like, but you're the one who started this whole thing. Like, what are you talking about? You literally tagged Devin and, and said all the, I'm calling at Devin Tracy out, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so you're the one who's letting Devin live in your head rent-free.
It's like a guy runs out into your lawn and keeps lighting fires, and you keep putting him out with the hose, and then yells from the fucking dark, living rent-free in your head.
Yeah, I live rent-free in your head, bro. Why you always thinking
no, you're just annoying.
Yeah.
Dude, hadn't he been talking about people for the past, couple days or some shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what does that mean? Like, you say something about it finally days later after he's been going for several days, and it's like, I got you, rent-free.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how can he sit here and say,
"Go ahead, fucking
we've been living rent free" when he's the one coming in here, coming at us? And we still made this video. I said to him I was gonna stream later. I was like, "Oh, I'll stream later about it. I'm gonna go."
It's that gangster shit.
Because he was saying in here that Jimmy Dore admitted to sexually harassing Anna, which never happens. He makes an incredible leap to say it does, because it doesn't. There's no logic to that.
The most incredible.
I went over it and watched it. He mentioned it, so I watched it and I laughed and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna stream about it later." Like, get the crew together. Let's do this.
Well, the leap is so incredible in how fucking just mediocre it is as far as his mindset goes. It's just like, ha, got him. He admitted to harassing her. It's like, wait, no, he didn't.
All right, yeah,
not what happened.
That's when I want the John Cena meme of, "Are you sure about that?" And he rips through my fucking. He rips through my stream. He goes, "Are you sure about that?" Because he didn't admit that. He admitted to making a joke that may have made people laugh more than he thought would. And he even said, in the way he says it, it's like, "Oh, oops!" Like, I didn't think I was gonna get a reaction like that, And then felt bad because he didn't realize that she would be humiliated by that. It was like, "Oh shit, she looks all humiliated. I feel bad about that. Let me give her an apology card about it. Like, I'm sorry. I put you in that spot. My bad."
The fact that he went and bought a fucking apology card, that's like,
Mm-hmm.
It didn't just he said he was sorry. Like, this is something that they should have been done forever ago.
And that's all explained. I mean, Sean did a video on this too that was really good, and Sean went through a lot of Jimmy Dore's video explaining it, and then showing the other side too of the other people explaining it. And like, you hear like, Jimmy Dore apologized for this and explains that him and Anna had a good friendly relationship after that for years. You know what I'm saying? So obviously she apologized. Like, I don't get how you can apologize for it. I mean, he apologized and she accepted that. So I don't get how you can use that later as blackmail and still blame the person.
Oh, she can.
Yeah, she can. Yeah.
And apparently the Castley guy can.
And I'm guessing she thought it worked. If you watch the video, Sean made a good point of this in his video, that if you watch Cenk and Anna's video on it, you can kind of see in Cenk's face that he kind of has to make this video, kind of like he didn't know, like it wasn't cleared through him that Anna was going to use this blackmail thing, And now he's like, "Fuck, all of this is out there, and now I have to come on this video and and make talk about it and shit." But he didn't know about that Anna was gonna send that DM, I bet you, and probably didn't find out about it until Jimmy was already streaming about it.
It's just so funny how Anna complains about it now. Not even just that it's 7 years later, but just think about how she conducts herself on TYT. She's just like, she's awful. She's
isn't she only doing it because he started saying they're bad at news?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's been calling them out for points they've had and arguments they've had in the past and stuff.
But like, she says like "fuck you" and all that stuff on like, about as soon as they heard the name Aaron Mate on their
they've been talking shit about other people too, and
like she's like getting all hyped and stuff like that. Like, just look how she like acts. It's just like, you're not some like prim and proper person to be like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Anna's under a constant identity crisis because she's Armenian, works for a Turkish guy who names his show to Young Turks, but constantly thinks because of where she grew up that she's some kind of Latina chola. So she has all these different things that are conflicting with her head that drives her to just be an insane bitch.
She's a bit wacky.
The first time I realized her really bad attitude was that time with Alex Jones, where she was like, "Get off the stage, you fat bitch," or something she said to him. And I was like, "Oh damn, she got some serious attitude. She can get real spicy."
That was the thing when fucking Jimmy Dore did the spit, right?
Yeah, and then a little after that,
Jimmy Dore
spit on him. Spit his drink at him, whatever it was. And you hear Alex Jones go, "Hey, that guy just spit on me."
See, like, and like, I'm not big on Alex Jones, but that kind of made me think, like, I don't like Jimmy Dore either. That was when I really started to not like Jimmy Dore very much. It was one of the only things I knew about him.
Remember all the videos that came out about that of him spitting in the face, and the little memes and jokes, like everything was all over the place. Also with Anna saying "get off the stage, you fat fuck," that was a huge one. That people
get how dare she fat shame him?
Yeah, that was a huge one. People were using as an image. It's pretty funny.
She should know better, especially since she's better than everyone.
Yeah, that's what people are making videos.
Or was she doing better than everyone yet?
They just did a whole video on body acceptance and all this stuff about people
How
being
is she ever going to do a video
They
on
just
body
did.
acceptance
Yeah.
when she gets nose surgery because she can't accept her own body?
No, that's what happened. She did that video, and it wasn't too long after that the get off the stage, you fat fuck incident happened, and people were using that to be like, well, what about you? You just body shamed Alex Jones.
Wow, okay, that's weird. Can you actually do the "you body shamed Alex Jones" thing? Does it count? It is Alex Jones.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, minus the Alex Jones thing, how is she going to promote body acceptance and then get plastic surgery because she doesn't accept her own body?
And Alex
Well,
Jones
people will
is-
overlook that, but the thing about saying that she was calling that guy a fat fuck, that she can definitely catch shit from that. Except for it's Alex Jones, so I don't know if she can. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know
if it
what
was
the rules
Test
are on that.
Holiday and she said it to Test Holiday, she would get a fucking whirlwind of shit thrown at her. Because it's more about a tribal signifier at that point than anything.
Well, that's the point, right? Is the hypocrisy. Oh, it's fine when you do it to people you don't like.
Yeah, that's what I'm. All right, does she get shit for that? Like, were there ever any people
Well,
giving
yeah,
her some
people are
shit for
probably
calling
not-
him fat?
Probably not the people on her side, obviously. But the people outside of that were calling her a hypocrite for it. Tons of videos I remember coming out. calling her a
I think
hypocrite.
she'd be the people to be saying that it was society's like high standards of beauty that like forced her to get that done would be the excuse made. Instead of saying like, oh yeah, you're right, I shouldn't be like, I should just like shut up and sit down. I think that would be the response. Like, it's society's like high standards and unachievable standards of beauty that would be the thing leading her to feel the need to get like cosmetic work done.
It's society.
I can see it working. I can see that working.
She wanted to look like the rest of her Latina friends. She's like, why don't I look like the other cholas? I don't understand. Oh no, now we're body shaming. Oh no. Boom, boom, boom.
That's kind of the thing with it. Like, if you get into this gimmick where if you say anything about anything, then that's you shaming it or you're harassing it or whatever. You get pretty stuck in this thing of, well, nobody can talk to anybody. Can't say anything. Can't talk about your shirt.
Not
Can't
talk.
talk
What you
about
need is a
anything.
very, very powerful trump card, like being Indian or having one leg. And then you can talk shit about whatever you want. And if they say anything, you can be like, oh, are you anti-indigenous people? Or for me, oh, are you ableist?
You just whip that. Well, then they don't want to talk to you. That's the thing. Like, we're in this thing where nobody wants to talk to no fucking body because no matter what you fucking say, it's it's this.
Yeah.
You're harassing me. It's fuck it.
I would assume
Most of these people aren't really worth talking to that much anyway, but it's just they really don't put too much incentive in there when they act like this.
I remember. God damn, I don't remember what I was going to say.
You don't remember.
No, so I don't remember.
I remember immediately followed with.
But
I don't remember.
I was thinking of it for a minute. No, I forgot it. Well, wait.
No, that's good.
That's
I'm gonna try to
think
find a
we're kinda
video eventually of someone giving her shit for fat shaming Alex Jones. That seems like it
yeah.
would be funny to hear someone explain.
Yeah. How she's against fat phobia and she's about body acceptance, and then she insulted someone for being fat. But is Alex Jones really fat? Because I always thought he was kind of like a Kingpin kind of dude, where
He's beautiful at any size, Alf.
he's
You know
actually
this.
kind of Diesel under like a layer of fat. You know?
Man, he looks like a husky fella.
Yeah, like he's a big dude, and I think there's like probably some muscle.
Bit square shaped.
Fat,
I think he's in better shape than T.J. Kirk.
It's like that old school.
Oh wow, that's okay. Just Yeah, go give. He's in better shape than TJ. You're shitting me.
Yeah. No, it's not that kind of old school kind of built where guys kind of looked fat, but they weren't. You know what I mean? Like the old Italian guys, they have a big pot belly, but they're still like big and strong.
If
TJ is amazing.
TJ
right?
Kirk versus Alex Jones on like military like obstacle course, you would watch it, and you would probably bet that Alex would beat TJ.
Oh, I would.
Yeah,
that would be for sure. I think actually.
Yeah,
I don't even.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even double guess it.
I would also
get
watch
behind
it.
Alex Jones and say Hillary's coming for him, and he would be fucking gone.
I'd be shocked if TJ could beat up Alex Jones. That would be a shocking moment.
I'm not trying to be shitty, but the last time I saw that guy, I would be shocked if he could do an obstacle course.
He's just really tall and heavy. I mean, if he used his weight, but I mean, Alex
That's
Jones.
what he gets for living in fucking Mandeville.
I would assume Alex Jones is stronger, and I would assume he's a better fighter in general.
I don't want to I don't know that guy, so I ain't gonna disparage too hard. But I will say, probably can't do an obstacle course.
Probably not.
Probably can't do an obstacle course.
It'd be a super awkward looking to watch.
I will put it on the fucking board right now. I could beat him in an obstacle course.
With one leg, you take him out. I can believe it. He
probably
did
a
not,
third of his weight.
He did not look like somebody who's going to have a good time on an obstacle course. That's just facts of life right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, there's no way.
Maybe he surprised me. Maybe he'll surprise me.
No way.
He would beat me in arm wrestling, though, but that's just pure mathematics.
He's totally unathletic, I would imagine.
Do you think Do you think the Castley guy? Do you think he could beat?
He looks pretty unathletic too, but I could be wrong because he always wears suits, so I can't.
Well, just like ask him on the ask him in the Discord if he could complete an obstacle course. Just out of curiosity.
If we put you on,
there's a real question.
Ninja competition thing. What's that shit?
American Ninja Warrior. You throw him on that shit.
Yeah. How well would you do on Ninja Warrior? How far do you think you can make it? Can you make it past the first obstacle?
I'll start going to the bouldering gym, like 3 times a week if the guy will like try to take me an American Ninja Warrior.
Oh shit.
Like I gotta finish recovering from this hospitalization, but after that I plan to like really start hitting the fucking fitness hard.
I promise you I'd fail on the first obstacle.
It'd be funny as fuck to throw some of these
going to those
people on
climbing
that shit.
gyms is actually really fucking fun. You don't realize how much of a workout you're getting into the next day when you're fucking dead.
Isn't the first obstacle that thing where you gotta jump back and forth on the platforms? Like left, right, and they're like diagonal.
Yeah, if I can do that, you definitely can do that, Alf.
And they're diagonal. Yeah, maybe I could make it. I could probably make it past that. I ain't making it past the little hand bicycle thingy. Fuck that. That's not happening. I might not even attempt it. I might be like, nah.
You gotta believe.
I'm just gonna jump. I'm just gonna jump down from here and be done with it. Well.
I would like to see some of this like internet Ninja Warrior shit. Like throw YouTubers up on that fucking thing and see if
they
can
do something like that. Remember like that what was it?
It would be American Ninja Warrior obstacle courses than I would be them boxing each other.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll watch any of it. But the Ninja course, they're all going to fuck up on the first obstacle. Like it's going to be a parade of people failing on the first obstacle.
But do they get to train and practice for it?
Yeah, you can make some training montages.
Maybe not for a long time.
Try to get through every obstacle, like
like a month,
course, and not make them stop at each failure.
We'll give them a month. You got a month to train for this obstacle course. Put that. What's that guy who's really bitten? The Nikado Avocado guy. Let's put him in there.
Oh my god. Nikado. God.
I don't think any of the obstacle courses involve being gay and trying to eat obnoxious food.
He just tries to eat the obstacle course.
Just eating plastic.
Dude,
and
can you imagine like TJ versus like Aaron Ra or something on an obstacle course? Oh, that'd be great.
Oh.
I want to see John Idle versus Crowder on an American Ninja War thing.
That's something Crowder might actually beat them at, any of the people from the Young Turks.
I don't think he will for like at least 8 to 9 months because of his surgeries. So he's going to be fucked for a while.
Yeah, he probably won't be able to do it then. But I mean, at his
he's talking Pete Crowder.
I've been fucked for 3 weeks. I didn't even get fucking surgery. Crowder. I just had a really bad medical reaction.
At his healthy Crowder weight. Or health.
I wonder if he could compete, that Wipeout, that obstacle course in Canada.
The obstacle course for Canada. Wait. What's the obstacle course for Canada? What is that? I think you're the only Canadian.
At 18, every Canadian has to do this obstacle course required by... No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I was wondering. Like, to be Canadian, you gotta do some obstacle course at the end?
If you fail, they kick you out of the country. You're not Canadian.
If he can complete one of those courses, then we're down for a debate.
Yeah.
That guy's still in here.
No, but there's this show, Wipeout. Have you ever seen that, Tonka? It's kind of like, remember that Maximum Extreme Challenge? With the Japanese
Most Extreme Elimination Challenge?
Yeah, that's
MXD?
what it is. Yeah, yes.
I did not hate
Takeshi's Castle. That's the original Japanese.
From start to finish, if you can last.
It's the American version of that. Eventually, the same guys who used to dub over, the two comedians who used to dub over the voices on that show, they did their own show called Wipeout, and they host it. And it's the same kind of thing. It's like obstacle courses that people have to run through. It's really goofy.
Yeah.
But they have it in the Canadian version as well.
It's not as good, but still a challenging kind of thing.
Like Chris is trying out.
Funny. It was like
I'm going to go lay down. I got a doctor's appointment in the morning.
All right, Shane.
Be safe, Shane.
Have a good night, Shane.
Wait a minute. Chris is.
See, I'm shocked. You're going on to this show.
No.
She's
I came like so close to compete, to wanting to go and like just apply for the thing. And I don't know if how that all works out, but I was going to, but I decided not to.
Oh, you got to do it. You got to do this.
That would be great.
You got to do it. And I've never watched the show, but I would watch you trying to do that random shit. That'd be fun. What's the prize? Do you win like a big cash prize for it, or what?
They got to give you money.
I think so.
They give you a goofy trophy?
It's
something like yeah.
It's a lot really hard to get to the end. Like, how often do people win at that and get to the end? I don't think it's very often.
And the fails on it, oh my god! I like watching it just to see people get so messed up on that show.
Those big columns that are like a ball at the end, and they got to jump on them to across water, and but they're big bouncy balls they have to jump on. So they always go to jump on and go flying, twisting in the air and landing in the water.
You see
I've seen some violent topples.
Oh yeah.
There was the one where they run across the rocks.
Run across the rocks.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's Maximum Extreme Challenge where they drop the boulders down the hill and they gotta those big paper mache.
Oh yeah.
It's the big rocks rolling down. They gotta dodge those. Or there's also the one with the little stone pads in the middle of the water, right? And some of them drop and some of them don't. And you gotta wisely.
That's the one where they busted their face on. That's the one.
Yeah, they'll slip and bang their face on one of the ones that.
That shit got violent.
A maze with the what's it? The ninjas guys that are hiding in the maze there, and they have to walk through the doors.
Two guys hiding in there, and you got to get through the doors without alerting one of them grabbing. Yeah, that one's pretty cool too. They should do that with internet people. Internet Extreme Challenge.
I would watch the hell out of it.
I would watch that.
There are such uncoordinated fucking people that you see behind these cameras, and they will be going ass over tea kettle on almost everything they ever do.
I'll watch Ethan Klein versus Keemstar. It's one of those things. They want to have a beef with each other. Settle it on the obstacle course. We'll see who does best.
I'd watch it.
Yeah. I think they're both kind of unathletic, but Ethan seems a little extra unathletic. He's kind of a punchball.
Hate to admit it, but I'd be watching that shit.
But I'd watch it. I'd watch them both wheeze and huff.
And you know they would.
Yeah, and fall on their face trying to complete the obstacle course. Or the thing is, like, they have an hour to complete it, and they can't stop trying or give up. They have to go for an hour and keep trying to complete it. So every time you fail, you got to do that one again. You keep doing that obstacle until you pass it. I'd watch it for sure.
Somebody needs to get on it. Make the damn money.
Maybe that's how
somebody needs to be making money on that idea.
Can make his comeback by going on that show.
Oh my God.
Well, plenty of them could probably make a comeback if you throw them on that show.
Ethan Ralph. Oh, that would be hilarious.
About
yeah, they need to make it. Somebody needs to put money into this. It's a genius idea. They keep doing these boxing matches, but I'm sure that makes its money too, right? Didn't they just do?
Oh, it makes a fuck ton of money.
A YouTuber like MMA thing or a boxing thing?
No, they did. The YouTubers and TikTok people did boxing, and it was rough.
Oh,
but they made money.
Versus TikTok's people. That's
oh
yeah.
My God.
Oh man, yeah, I'm sure that made some money. I can imagine that. All right, well, it's almost 10:30. I think we streamed enough and we had some fun.
I mean, are we sure any more rent for the guy?
Yeah, and I think I'm out of free rent. So until I have
I paid my bills. My bills paid. Goddamn.
Yeah, I paid all my bills. Goddamn. All right, so thanks for coming, guys. That was pretty fun. That was hilarious.